touch warmer, lots of sunshine. 85 for the high tonight. A great evening. Partly cloudy skies. Temperatures drop into the 70s. 62 for the low Wednesday. Sunny skies near 90 degrees. 66 Wednesday night. Then summer making the comeback. Thursday, sunny. Edge it up to about 92. It's here for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sunshine each day with high temperatures each day near 95. Obviously, that is well above average, but nowhere near records. Records this time of year are, again, right around 100 degrees. We're not going to see that. Unfortunately, this is a bone dry weather pattern. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Sponsored by Saks Financial. We've got some clouds at 77 downtown. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Hey, it's Jeff at Saks Financial. I got a free event coming up to maximize your Social Security, September 22nd and 23rd. Come meet me in person and find out how to maximize your Social Security. Sign up at retiresafestl.com/events.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Good afternoon, St. Louis. 104.1 FM KMOX DGS. Happy Tuesday to everybody. If you're watching on the stream, you see that we have the beautiful, amazing Trish Gazelle sitting with us for an hour or so. 20 minutes? 5?
I'll sit in for an hour.
Okay.
All right.
I know you have things to get to. You've got an agenda.
I got a lot of stuff happening.
You don't even need to be here. Totally.
I know you're doing me a favor and I'm wrinkling my nose. Is that usually how it goes?
That's usually how it goes.
Honestly, it kind of is.
I know.
The basis of our relationship.
Can I come on your show and talk about what I need to talk about, but nothing what you want to talk about?
And then the minute I'm done, can I leave? So get it out of the way and then get the hell out of here. No, just kidding. So it is the 58th annual St. Louis Lebanese Festival at St. Raymond's.
This weekend.
It's
on me. I'm the only Lebanese personality left. Hewlett retired.
Yeah.
We had someone on Show Me St. Louis, Mary Thayer. She's moving on. So if no one comes, it's my fault.
You're the Lone Ranger.
The one job.
But if it's a success, you get all the sweet credit.
Mm-hmm. Plus, I'm bringing my mom. People can come by. I don't know if your mom was like this, but still, it's been almost 30 years that I've been doing this. And she still loves telling people, like in awkward situations, that I'm on the radio.
For example?
Like, I don't know. We could be, waitress is like, what do you want to drink? She's on the radio. And I just like, or like if she has to go to the ER for nothing emergency, she'll tell like the nurses, and it's weird. And
pretty
awkward.
Adorable. It's pretty great.
Did your mom do that?
My mom didn't get out much, so she didn't have a lot of people to tell, but she was very proud of it.
So if you come see us, because we'll be there all day Saturday and Sunday, and then if you come up and say, oh my gosh, I heard your daughter on the radio, she would just be thrilled.
Just over the moon.
She would be thrilled.
Yeah. So what's the festival like?
So it's just a bunch of good food. They were making it today. I stopped by St. Raymond's on my way so I could bring you some. And a great homemade, authentic Lebanese food. Of course, dancing and music. And my sister makes these things called sviha. It's open face. It's like an open face meat pie with a lot of spices.
It's good.
Mm-hmm. So I usually sit by her booth, which is outside. So if you want to find me, and she makes fresh cut, fries. Like she cuts them fresh, and oh my God, they're so good. So come by and get those. So yeah, so lots of stuff. Oh, we have lots of raffles. Like there's something for St. Louis City SC you can win, and jewelry and gift cards. So a bunch of raffles and just food and just fun.
Very cool.
And family. But it starts Friday. 6 to 9, and then all day Saturday and all day Sunday. And it's free parking. It's right at Shoto and Tucker, across from Purina. You've probably been to a wedding or a prom there.
Good weather, a little bit hot, but
A little bit warm. I am not.
you tired of it?
I can't remember being over summer like I am this year.
Yeah.
I was over at Quick.
Probably because you heard me bitch about it so much. It rubs off.
But usually people who are getting older,
I know.
like us,
They want to go to Florida.
they want to go to Florida.
I want to go
don't
the other
think
way.
I do too. I don't think I would want to go to hot weather climate.
Like when I was just in Florida 3 weeks ago, being at the beach, amazing. Being anywhere else in Florida on any parking lot is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
See, but you got to figure out the timing though. Like, because from November until March,
Yeah.
it's pretty much amazing. It's like 65 at night every night, and it's 75 during
Yeah.
the day, maybe 80.
Yeah.
See, it's like that's why you split it.
That's why we go during the summer
That's
because
why-
it's cheap.
That's why. Well, there you go. See, when you go in July and August, you're gonna get the hot stuff.
I
Yeah.
just remember the vacations we took as kids. We would get in a station wagon
Mm-hmm. Did you
And
sit the way
drive-
back?
2 days to South Padre Island. Yes, I sit in the way back.
Yeah.
Sat in the way back.
You're lucky to make it in the
2
car.
I can't believe my dad did it.
Yeah.
And we did this a couple years in a row.
What do you remember about it?
Just
Like
being
fighting?
annoying. This one time, my sister brought her friend, and she was 10 years older than me, so they're in high school, and I'm bebopping around, and I recited the entire movie of Valley Girl to them on the way down to South Padre Island.
Did you know
This
you
is
were
before
annoying?
like iPhones and.
Oh yeah, but I had
That's pretty
watched
good. Did they
it
have Walkman?
so many times.
Did you think you were
probably
killing it, or
Walkman.
did you know you were being annoying?
Probably both.
Probably intentionally both.
Yeah, probably.
I remember driving down to my first time in Florida. I was 10, going to Disney, and we took my aunt and niece with us, who are both larger women, and I was in the hump in the middle, and they had both just gotten their ears pierced, and they had to put this smelly alcohol-based stuff
yeah.
on it like every hour. It was just absolutely terrible. Then I got car sick, and then my cousin, who was like 2 years older than me, was like, yeah, and she's like that. And she's like, I want a hotel with a pool. And she did like the whole time. That's all she did. So the first night we stopped at a motel, like a no-tell motel.
Right.
Because they had vibrating machines on the bed. You could put a quarter in and they'd vibrate.
Yeah.
Never been on one of those.
The most disappointing
It's
thing in the
something to be
world when you're a
proud
kid.
of.
Because when you're a kid and you think it's going to be great, and you got in there like, this is stupid.
Well,
Like a
also
ride or
what it's
something.
for.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
like,
Well, yeah.
which I don't even get, by the way.
it's one of those many sexual things where you're like, really?
Anyway, we got
Like in a
sidetracked.
pool or in a shower? Like, what are we doing? Let's towel off.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So anyway, yeah. And then my cousin wouldn't get in the pool. So my dad threw her in the pool.
Nice.
Because
Wait.
she begged. Oh, sorry. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, why didn't she get in the pool?
She's just like,
complaining
I don't
about it all
feel like
day.
swimming now. And you're like, oh, but he's like, I'm going to throw your ass in the pool. And he did.
But she like, this is too small.
So
a
did
pool.
you talk like the entire way, or were you just quiet, or what'd you
No,
do?
I was not like, no, I was like you. I was the baby of the family. I was rambunctious. I was an entertainer, but my parents were not patient like yours.
Wow.
So the show got called pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put a stop to that.
Put a stop to that. Yeah. I got yanked with the big hook pretty quick.
Yeah, I just remember taking a road trip with the family when I was little, and we stopped by a Walmart, and my parents got each of us a Pokemon guide of the first 150 Pokemon, and it was like, this is what you're going to do on the trip. You're going to look at this book. And that was like perfectly fine for the 12 hours or so we spent in the car. Nowadays, you see people post about like, oh yeah, the kids have their iPads. It's such a rough drive. I'm like, they have Netflix and stuff.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, back in the
Television.
day,
They
we
have-
just looked out the window or looked
We
at a
had
book, and that was
nothing.
it.
We didn't have
infinite
books.
infinite entertainment in their hands, and they're like, this sucks, I'm bored. It's like, how can you be bored?
I remember laying in the back window, completely unrestrained, and then my dad slamming the brakes and just
You
hitting
go
the back of
flying.
the front seats. It wasn't even a thing. It wasn't like, oh, Jack. It's just like, yeah.
I
Kinda sounds
literally
fun.
was driving my mom places when I was 14 because she had this thing all of a sudden out of the blue where she didn't like to drive,
Yeah.
like almost a phobia. So she would just let me drive everywhere. Like we lived in South County. I would drive to my sister's house in St. Louis Hills, like a 20-minute ride. I would drive everywhere. And now kids don't even want to get their license. Kids these days.
Did they teach you to drive, or you just picked it up along the way?
No, I mean, I used to take my sister's car when I didn't have my license and just kind of figured it out. And I'd have my mom or dad take me, let me drive around the cul-de-sac. And then we'd do that 30 times. And were you guys driving early?
We used to do that for whatever reason. We did it on vacation. Like when we would go to my grandmother's house in Pennsylvania, she lived in an apartment complex that had a big loop. And my dad would just let us at 12 years old, 13 years old, just drive around the loop.
Man, you guys had cool ass parents.
Yeah. So when we were younger, like on the 11, 12 side, we would sit on his lap and he would do the gas and we would just steer. And then when I got to be about 13 or 14, he's like, you can do it. I'm like, all right, let's go.
So what were you, 16? On the nose?
Pretty much. I mean, like when I got my permit, my dad took me out on the old country roads by my house, which is where I taught Nick and Phoebe, which is kind of sweet. Like the exact same roads, doing the exact same kind of stuff. Only my dad would scream squirrel and I would slam on the brakes because I really thought it was a squirrel. And then like he kept heightening the stakes to the point he got like kid, he'd yell like kid. And so it was,
So it was nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it was terrible.
You're going to hit a human.
Yeah. Phoebe still talks about when she was little and I would hit a big chug hole. I would say, I just hit a squirrel with a backpack and tennis shoes. Like it's a kid.
Yeah.
Right.
She got it. She really thought that was funny.
That always hits for me too.
Yeah.
I like that one.
I think I'm losing my fastball in radio.
What do you mean?
Here's my show prep. Last night, I almost texted you this last night. Last night I wrote more fish because I feel like I should eat more fish. And I wrote that and I'm like,
that's the topic.
This is what you're doing?
Let's spend an hour on Dave.
25 years.
More fish.
More fish.
I think we all do.
I feel the same way though. I also want to be eating more fish. It's like a superfood. It's really good for you. And I've just avoided it for like.
Yeah, they sell it at stores too.
Oh
I know,
God.
but it's not
Kevin.
like
You can't cook it at home though.
Got nothing to do with that.
and it doesn't say deep fresh as
No.
long. Yeah, I just feel like it's such a problem.
It depends on what you get. You can do it on the grill if you'd like to do it outside so you don't worry about smelly. And then some fish is not smelly. Tilapia is not that smelly.
What holds up on the grill?
Salmon.
I don't like salmon.
I don't either. It's the only fish I don't like.
Me too.
Oh,
I don't like clams or mussels or oysters. either.
Swordfish holds up on a grill.
Oh, I love swordfish.
What does swordfish taste like?
It's just like it's
It's thick.
It's thicker. It's like almost like a steak texture.
Mhm.
Not quite, but almost.
Isn't halibut like that? too?
Halibut's
I
like that too,
halibut.
which also holds up on the grill.
I also wrote down pork sausage hunk, which I know why, because I had Pantera's pork sausage hunk on Saturday.
Okay.
But I don't know what I wanted to tell you guys about it.
Oh,
So
was it
it's
good?
just, yeah, it's always good. Pantera's is always
Does it
great.
just remind you of maybe when you were younger?
Maybe. Yeah, something. I remember thinking, I need to tell the folks about this, but now I have no idea.
This will segue perfectly into my
This
fish
is
segment.
perfect.
I ate the pizza.
We're
and
gonna
I
cover
should
all
have
the
had
meats.
fish.
What about beef? Is that next?
Yeah, show prep's hit and miss. I don't know about you guys, but
Well, it's always hard when, like, I'll go through different websites and stuff and try to find topical things to talk about. But then when I'm like, all right, let's just go off the top of my head, then I sit down and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I literally cannot think of one single thing.
at
to
9:30 p.m., things seem a lot smarter than they do in the light of day.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, I actually have on mine. Everyone likes to have a fun drink,
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
regardless of whether or not it's, alcoholic or whatever. I wrote that down last night. Today I'm looking at it going like, yeah, that's a true fact, but what
Right.
else is
Where
there
do you go
to
from
say?
there? Like,
yeah.
sure do.
Novelty drinks are very important.
You
Get
can
thirsty.
name them.
I
mean,
really
would
wanna
Yeah, I would get excited over Shirley Temple right
yeah.
now.
I really
Yeah,
want to
that's
get the like a flight of like the syrups, the flavored syrups. Then you can just make whatever you want at home all the time. Oh,
When
that
I-
doesn't sound like fun.
When I was a kid watching soap operas, the one
It'd be
thing
great with corn dogs.
the one thing I knew is that I would be an alcoholic because
Oh.
watching the people on soap operas,
They go to the decanter.
the crystal decanter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
I'm like, I don't care what that tastes like.
Do you guys know anyone that has that?
I got one.
Yeah, you got one guy.
I mean, it's not.
Oh, you have
displayed.
one?
Yes.
oh,
Yes.
Oh,
fancy
I've
man.
never been in a house though where it was there and
Right.
offered.
Oh,
and-
I've
yeah.
seen it at the bar of like somebody who's like a wealthy person.
Well, who knows what they're pouring in there? That could be like $2 Chuck or
What
something.
did I say?
you
What
know?
if it's apple cider?
It did look so elegant, though.
It's fancy. Should put my Mountain Dew in there.
Man, I watch soap operas with my mom every day. Days of Our Lives.
Me too.
There's always something going on a soap opera. Like there's always a gala or some sort of like fancy business event where they do get out the decanters and have the fancy cocktail.
That's the gala per episode ratio.
Like one every like 8 episodes, seriously.
Yeah.
And they air every day.
And a lot of like really serious silences.
When I was a kid, it was
and pensive looks.
I think it was on 2 to 3, and at 3 was Barnabas Collins, Dark Shadows.
I don't remember.
It was a horror soap opera about a vampire. And it was terrifying when you're a little kid.
So his name was Barnabas?
Barnabas Collins. Yes. Anyone from St. Louis my age remembers that.
Huh. It's not a very dramatic last name.
Google that.
It was terrifying.
It's like they ran. They
like Barnabas.
They didn't think it all the way through.
Barnabas Jenkins.
Barnabas, just looking around. Wheeler. Barnabas Wheeler.
I'm looking at the Barnabas Collins Wikipedia page, and when they're discussing his love interests, the name of the category on Wikipedia is Barnabas's Women.
Well, I mean, he's probably a couple.
That is Wikipedia.
He's probably a couple hundred years older.
Yeah, he's got a harem. And now
Women.
somebody else say something.
Who was the guy who played Barnabas Collins? Do you remember?
Jonathan Frid.
I gotta look him up. Was he good looking?
I don't know. There's 4
No,
people.
he was not.
There's 4 people.
No, he was not.
There's Jonathan Frid. There's Ben Cross, Alec Newman, and Johnny Depp.
Oh, okay. So
Oh.
Dark Shadows, the movie, was like a spin-off of this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got it.
Collins.
You learn something new every day. around
Listen to
here.
the DGS.
There you go.
When you want a brand new kitchen, there's nothing to it. There's a brand new way to do it. 3-day kitchen and bath.
I had heard about 3-day kitchen and bath. I kind of always dismissed it thinking, well, nobody can do that in 3 days. I wanted somebody who was going to come when they said they would come and, do what they said they were going to do. What I liked best was having it done in, less than a week, the whole thing from top to bottom. Nobody could believe that I really had it done that fast. They absolutely held up to every single thing that they agreed to. I especially loved the fact that I didn't have to go out all over town. The overall quality was very good. All the workmanship was so excellent. They'll definitely do exactly what they say they're going to do. There's no surprises, no added costs later. They stay until everything's exactly the way you want it, and you're done.
Thanks, Lori. Check us out online at 3daykitchen.com.
At 3-day kitchen and bath.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Frank, did you get the mail?
Coupon, Medicare, AARP. Oh, wait. This one says open immediately.
First one in the trash.
Every day we're bombarded with messages that we don't care about. Problem is, there might be an important message in there that affects you, like retirement. For example, on September 23rd and 25th, Steve All of the All Financial Group will be hosting a Taxes in Retirement seminar at Stone Summit. From the big beautiful bill to taxes on your Social Security, Steve will cover it. It's a complimentary event, but seating is limited, so reserve your seat today. Call 636-230-8824 or online at yourmoneymattersstl.com.
What about this coupon for a new lawn service?
We live in a condo.
So?
On the 3rd floor, Mom always said I shouldn't have married you.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult a qualified professional or guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
Fairwinds River's Edge is more than a place to live, it's a place to belong. Come see why we have been voted Best Independent Senior Living Community for 4 years in a row by U.S. News & World Report. We think you'll like it here, and the experts agree. Come see us for yourself. Call to schedule a tour with lunch or to RSVP for our senior prom on September 24th with live entertainment by the Backstreet Cruisers. Find us online at fairwindsriversedge.com.
11:20 a.m., 104.1 FM, and streaming on the Odyssey app. KMOX is with you, however you listen, wherever you listen.
Welcome back, DGS, KMOX. Happy Tuesday. Trish Gazelle hanging out with us for a while. This Friday, Saturday, Sunday is the 58th annual Lebanese Festival down in St. Louis at St. Raymond's, which is, what's the best way to describe the geographic?
Corner Shoto and Tucker, across from Purina.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. That'll
So
get them
kind
there.
of like LaSalle Park.
Yeah.
Area.
Yes.
We'll get them there.
That's where, that's where exactly where my dad grew up. Where
So
St.
that
Raymond's
was
is
where
right now.
Lebanese town, for lack of a better term,
that
was.
area. I mean, street after street.
Yeah.
4 family flats.
I was listening to Sue's show on the weekend, Sue on the Lou, and it was about Greek history in St. Louis. And Greek town used to be right where Ballpark Village is. Isn't that interesting? It used to be like shops
so near.
and grocery stores and
Yeah,
all
but
that
don't
kind
mention
of
the
stuff.
Greeks when the Lebanese festival's this weekend.
Okay.
I mean, they already
They're
have
gonna get
enough
confused.
people. They already get enough people. They just had theirs last week. It's our turn.
You can't compete with the
That's
Greeks.
fair.
So we all know about Cracker Barrel, although update, they have stopped in their tracks redecorating. So there's going to be no more redecorated Cracker Barrels. They're going back to McHale's Navy and Penny Candy and that kind of stuff. But you know who else is rebranding is Hooters.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
And
they're becoming more family friendly, right?
More family friendly. The ladies are going to be going from the short shorts to like biker shorts. That's the big change.
Okay.
Shorts.
And
Yeah.
like no booty showing, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
They said no cheeks hanging
Yeah.
out.
What about for
But
customers?
But still,
Do they specify for customers?
like biker shorts are like the things the people wear when they're riding their bicycles, right?
Yeah, they're pretty showy.
I was gonna say that's like skin tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're good.
I mean, just saying, it's like not exactly where I'd be like, yeah, let's take the 12-year-olds there. You know?
It depends on how much you like your 12-year-old.
Does kind of depend on the 12-year-old.
It's still revealing, but I feel better about it than like having a cheek hanging out. You know?
No, yeah, for sure. It's definitely better than that. It's
I
just
don't know.
interesting, right? Because
Is it that big of a deal before? Like, do you think it was that risque before?
No, not really.
I mean, when
when it first launched, it was a big deal
There was a place
because
down,
nobody had
Yeah,
seen it
'cause
before. Yeah.
Is the
Right.
place open still in Soulard where they just paint themselves?
No.
Carson's.
No, I'm sorry. It's open. It's our friend Nick's place.
Yeah, but they don't paint themselves anymore?
No.
Okay.
That place is Soulard Bar and Grill. What?
No.
Why
Social.
am I blanking? Thank you. The Social House. I don't know where I'm sorry. I don't know
You're
what's
bonking.
happening to me today. It's my friend. Social House. Yes. No, they totally redid it and they do not have the painted girls anymore. It's so good.
The Cracker Barrel thing is confusing me. So you're failing and you decide to make changes because you're failing, and now you're just going to go back to what was failing.
Yeah, but this is the most publicity they've had in 20 years.
So
you don't
sure,
think they're
but
gonna
like-
get a bump out of this?
Yeah, they
maybe
might. They might.
for a few months, but then after that, it's going to go back to what people didn't like about it before. Because the whole problem was they can't get young people to go there. Well, this ain't going to fix that.
Maybe they didn't know about it.
They're everywhere.
Maybe it's cool now.
Maybe it'll be a novelty now to see how the older people
Well,
live.
the young people, the next thing they love is people that go back to old traditions.
Maybe we should put the booty shorts on the servers at Cracker Barrel.
Maybe mix it up a little bit.
I don't know. Gen Z may not like that.
Yeah.
They're a tough group to figure out.
Wake up informed. Wake up empowered. Wake up to Total Information AM, your morning must.
Hi, this is Debbie Monterey. I'm Megan Lynch.
This is Tom Ackerman. From local news to breaking headlines to weather, traffic, and the stories that matter most, we've got you covered before your first sip of coffee. Expert analysis, bright perspectives from the people you trust. Total Information AM, your day starts here. Mornings beginning at 5 on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
It's the most inspiring night in sports. The Musial Awards at Stiefel Theater. You can be in the audience for this nationally televised event from St. Louis. Named for Stan the Man, the Musial Awards celebrate those who uplift us through their extraordinary sportsmanship. Experience the remarkable moments and people that make this an event like no other. The Musial Awards, presented by Maryville University. Saturday, November 22nd. Tickets at musialawards.com.
Let's go to Dave Murray's weather forecast.
It's not this afternoon, but summer is ready to come knocking once again. We knew this could not last. Lots of sunshine this afternoon. Let's try to get it up to about 85 degrees. Tonight, partly cloudy. Beautiful evening, dropping into the 70s. 62 for the low. Wednesday, sunny. Get it up a little bit more. 90 degrees Wednesday afternoon. Thursday, sunny. 92, and keep that rise going. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, sunshine 95 each day. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Weather sponsored by Renner Garage Door, forward and back, RENNER.
Cardinal Cowboy here. Renner Garage Door has brought cheers to their fans for decades with the best styles, cutting-edge tech, and good old family values. Get your free repair or replacement quote today. Forward and back. Giddy up!
RENNER. RENNER.
Don't get lulled into believing the IRS is getting soft. It's just the opposite. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. We are being told by IRS collection officers that their higher-ups are demanding that they get more aggressive than ever. So don't ignore them any longer. Level up. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call the Lance Story Law Firm today and let us get between you and the IRS. We'll protect your rights, including your right to appeal or even your right to take the IRS to tax court. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems, and they need to be handled by an expert attorney team who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Story Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis, or visit Lance, DRURY, law.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Lance Story Law Firm, 314-260-6120.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
So it could be an interesting fall and winter. You know me, I don't know nothing about nothing when it comes to economics, but I keep hearing that Powell may lower the interest rates, which I think there's a pent up demand for houses. I mean, people, it's what we do, right? The American dream and buying and selling houses, and people have been in the same house for a long time, or maybe they're getting divorced, or maybe they're changing jobs, whatever it is. But it could be a really interesting fall, winter, spring. My advice, and it's not light advice. It's based on 18 years with the Gelman team, being friends with the guys, doing lots of philanthropic work with the guys. They're really good members of the community. Nick worked for them for a couple of years, so I have an inside look at the Gelman team there. And basically, whether you are buying or selling or both, they will partner with you. They are great at communications. You're never going to be in the dark. You're never going to be saying to your spouse, I wonder what's going on with our deal. And if anyone can get you a little more for your house than maybe even what it's worth, with a minimum of BS on your part, it's the Gelman team. To find out what they think your home is worth right now online, go to the front page of thegelmanteam.com when you're ready to talk. 314-336-1991.
Certain restrictions apply.
We all have someone we love, like the favorite lyric in our favorite song. You can't imagine life without them. So tell them today, I love you. Get screened. It could help save their life. Visit cancer.org/getscreened to learn more.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights, at home or at work. We'll make your happy place your own. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Fridays mean football. From the zoo to the NFL, we've got your weekend covered.
All three, ready?
It's Friday football on KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX 135. Trish Gazelle hanging out with us for another half hour or so. The St. Raymond's Lebanese Festival is coming up this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Shoto and Tucker. Go by and tell Trish's mom that you know that her daughter's in radio.
Yes, please.
You should set her up in a little tent. Yeah.
But then, like, if someone came up to her, I already know what she'd do. She'd act all coy about it then, like, oh, really? And who are you? No, really, she loves to talk. So if you guys stop by, please find me, say hello, and say hi to Pat.
We're going to do DGS Happy Hour.
Oh, yes.
So this is a new segment where we just throw something out. Just like we're at Happy Hour, like, oh, did you hear this? Did you hear that? Did you hear about Andrew eating 15 corn dogs in one weekend?
I did not.
They're yummy.
I've never had a corn dog. Let me say that.
What?
I know what it is.
Yeah.
I can't imagine eating 2 of them, much less 15. That's gross. Was
Why
it
not?
a bet?
No.
Was it a bet?
Was it?
It was. You bet it was in my house.
Were they normal size?
Normal is tough to gauge. I don't really know.
I would say, would you say normal grocery store size?
I mean, yeah, that's where I got them.
State fair ones are usually like.
Is it a regular
significantly
hot
bigger.
dog or like a big old hot
I'd say it's probably a little smaller than a regular hot dog. And it's got the corn batter around it. It's quite the dish.
God, that's gross. 15 in one weekend. Did you spend a lot of time
It was a long
in
weekend.
the bathroom after that?
I didn't eat them all at once. I didn't take them all down at 3:00 on Saturday. I didn't have an appointment.
It was just like, what did we figure out, Dave? Was it like 1 per every 2 waking hours?
It was
over
1
3
per
days?
hour. 1 per waking hour.
And that's such a food, like, you have it once, maybe twice in the span of a week, but how many times
You
can
just said
have
you've never
corn?
had. You have no idea.
No, I get what it is. I know what it is.
You have absolutely no. Yeah, you have no idea what it is. You just said you've never had one.
I know, but I know what it is. It's a hot dog with corn batter. I mean, I can guess what it tastes like. I just haven't wanted to have one.
You're not a physicist, Andrew. I mean,
it's not like chicken cordon bleu or something.
Well, she's
It's a
passing
corn
judgment,
dog.
and she has no idea.
You
Is
have
all
no
I'm saying.
idea the addictive properties, Trish.
Does anyone think I can pass judgment without having one? I know what it is.
Yeah.
I can figure it out.
I've never had sauerkraut, but I got a pretty good idea.
But it's not what the thing is, it's the number in the time period.
Which I actually have zero problem with. If Andrew told me, yes, I ate 15 corn dogs in one sitting, I would be a bit concerned. But over the course of a weekend, you have
A 3-day
three
weekend.
there. Yeah, 3-day weekend. Thank you. I don't think that's
All right,
longer than a
quick-
weekend.
Quick
That's
tester.
5 a day.
Quick tester.
Yeah.
That's gross.
How many in the room have eaten 15 of anything in a 3-day period?
I mean,
Well,
I'm
Burgers,
definitely
chicken sandwiches,
pieces
tacos.
of pizza. Is it weird to eat 15 pieces of pizza?
Yes.
Over 3 days?
Yes.
That's a lot, but it wouldn't be. I don't know why it feels
that's
less weird,
5
but it's a
pieces
lot.
day.
Yeah, not even pure volume, just the choice is weird.
Oh,
The same thing
yes.
every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that might be part of the whole surprise, right? It's not, I mean, you're going to eat, and you're going to eat roughly the same amount, right? Whether you're eating all corn dogs or corn dogs, chicken, fish, like you guys all talked about earlier. It's just the repetitiveness that's like,
So if Andrew had grilled hot dogs on a Friday night and over the course of the 3-day weekend had 15 hot dogs.
Same.
I don't think that's weird at all.
I don't think I've ever eaten
totally
15
normal.
of anything in 3 days.
You will cook a whole bunch of something on a Sunday night,
I
Kevin,
did.
and then
I
you'll
made-
eat nothing but that all week.
Yeah, but like over 7 days.
Over 5 days.
No, it counts the weekends too. They exist. I eat on Saturday and Sunday
I just
also.
think it's an odd choice to have that much of in that short of a time period. I think that's what it is.
Let me just
Like if
I don't know what you want me to say.
if the things that I made, I ate every meal for 3 straight days, that I would think that's excessive.
let me mediate this. It's not like serial killer psycho.
No,
but it's
no.
out of the norm.
Thank you.
It's a little strange.
It's like, ew.
Right. That's exactly right. It's not like bizarre. It's
And
just
anyway,
like, oh,
Dave brought it up. So why are you mad at me?
I'm mad at both of you. No, I'm mad at you because you immediately went, that's disgusting. You're passing judgment on things you know nothing
How
about.
much time do you want me to take to think about it? I mean, I formed an opinion that fast.
If you had to eat 15 of something in a weekend, what would that something be?
crab cakes.
See, that's way
That's
weirder than
way
corn dogs,
worse.
'cause
If
they're
you said
so
you ate,
rich.
if you said you ate 15 crab cakes, that's out of this world.
Pizza or tacos?
Ooh, tacos is
Tacos would be a good one.
You might have mercury in 15 crab cakes alone.
What?
I'm not a big
Andrew's
fan of crab
mad.
cakes either. They are rich.
Don't make me throw your own argument back at you. What do you even know about crab cakes and mercury?
I'm pretty sure seafood just has a bunch of it in there.
Yeah, you're pretty sure you're not right.
We're making Patricia sad. She gets sad when we pick on Andrew.
Thank you, Patricia. I
brings
also
it
do.
on himself.
Yeah.
Let me say. And it's not like he's like, oh, stop picking on me. He gets mad and fights back.
No, this is what Andrew does. It's like getting mad for someone being a wide receiver. This is his role.
Hey, stop tackling the receiver.
Right.
What would the fun be if I just started crying? 'Cause I was upset. What if Tristan that was gross and I started crying?
Well, he has bragged on me plenty of times.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't feel bad.
Did you say bragged or ragged?
Ragged.
Okay.
Ripped
Yeah.
on me.
Yeah.
Mhm. What was the maddest you got in? What was that we just said the other day?
It was a lottery ticket.
Lottery ticket thing.
Oh,
yeah.
the lottery
I was
ticket
madder
thing.
about you driving in the left lane, but
I remember you were madder than you remember you were about the lottery
I
ticket.
was mad. That
because
is a close second, but I
yeah.
think it's appalling. When
because
you get
I
in the left
said
lane.
that I still wanted some of the money if you won, even
Right.
though I wasn't buying a
It
ticket.
was more of your attitude than you buying the ticket because okay, I can't police everyone, and we all say okay, if we get a ticket, we won. And I just wouldn't have known, but you were so adamant about not participating, but then also receiving the reward that
Because
it
we're
just
friends.
made me shut up. It's that. It's that. It's that right there. It's that.
See, don't feel
'Cause we're
sorry.
buddies.
Don't feel sorry for Andrew. He does it right back to everybody.
I should get some of the money because we're buddies.
No.
If I won the lottery, I'd give you some.
But you won't because you won't buy a ticket.
But you could win without buying a ticket, I bet.
No.
There's, I
that
could receive a publisher's clearinghouse.
Michael on the stream says, I make a pot of chili and eat it every day until it's done.
Okay, do you eat it 5 times a day?
Maybe.
I love chili. It's almost chilly weather.
I mean, also chili 5 times a day. Good luck.
Also,
It's gonna be some
yeah,
long nights.
but see, there are lines that I draw as well. Like I don't think I would do 5 bowls of chili in one day.
Oh,
like that seems like a lot.
Seriously?
Yeah, corn dogs are again.
wait a minute.
Keeping
No,
in mind,
you're
you do
telling
not
me-
know what a corn dog is or tastes like. Keeping that in mind.
Why does he act like corn dog is like this exotic
Mysterious.
food from a different country? I know what a corn dog is
Never had one.
Why haven't
because
you?
I don't want one.
So
Why
did-
not?
Because I don't think I'd like it.
Why does that hurt my feelings?
You're pretty invested in the dog.
I know.
It's like you have injured me.
Well,
Trish.
Andrew's taken down 15 of these in a weekend, and Trish just takes one look at it. And
Why
goes,
does it kind of hurt my feelings that she doesn't?
Why don't you like my best friends?
Yeah, and it's kind of what it feels like. It's like when you introduce a friend to your other friend, and you're like, yeah, kind of. You seem like kind of a jerk. I don't know. He was kind of smelled.
It's the closest thing you have to a child. It's corn. It's processed meat. It's on a stick.
Yeah, to have a problem with the corn dog is sort of to have a problem with me.
Microwavable.
And I don't know why he thinks I can't figure out what it is, or like I've had to have tasted it.
I think you would like it if you tried one.
I don't think so.
It's not that much different than a meat pie.
Yeah, it's very different.
It's the same. It's
I don't
meat
want it
with stuff around
I know
it.
what it is. I don't want it.
Do you like regular hot dogs?
Yes.
With stuff around it.
Yeah, but I don't like them a lot.
Okay.
I like to have them every once in a while, and I like them really dark. All right. And I like spicy mustard on them.
Ooh, yum.
There, we
You know
found
what
some
I had?
common ground.
Yeah, see,
You know what I had the other day?
we
Calm
always find
down.
we always
God.
find the common ground in the end, Trish and I.
Spicy mustard. All
What
right.
about fried bologna? I had that the other day. Ooh, there's nothing better than
Haven't
fried
had that in a
bologna.
long time.
It's,
Mhm.
and I cut the little, slits in it. Did you do that? Go around the bologna?
No, I
and-
make the sombrero.
Ah,
Yeah,
God, I love fried bologna.
that was big in the Glover household.
Is that not a Detroit thing?
It's basically a hot dog.
Oh no,
Jeez.
mofo!
See?
After you tell me this isn't water, you're going to tell me that bologna's a hot dog?
Mm-hmm. Bologna's a hot
it's not
dog,
the same thing.
and your water isn't water.
They're both processed meats, but that's like saying head cheese is the same thing and pimento loaf.
No, I thought
and-
they were the same thing.
No.
Just shaped differently.
No.
Mm-mm.
Well, I don't know the ingredients of either, but I don't
No one
feel like
does.
they're the same thing.
He's looking up is a
I
bologna
am. I
hot
don't. I
dog.
don't really know. I thought they were the same thing. I thought they just cut it up different.
He's searching am hot dog bologna.
All right, no, they're not. They're not the same. But they are both types of emulsified processed sausage.
Thank you for that.
That sounds terrible.
That sounds so bad.
Well, there's DJ's happy hour for you, which is what a real happy hour with us would be.
Yes.
Arguing somewhere.
I have a happy hour thing, which is a hot take, I believe.
Okay,
You
hold
want
it
me to
for
save it?
hold it for 3 minutes. Triton Exteriors. If you guys need Triton Exteriors, like a storm blows through, which it will this fall, we always get them, and you lose some shingles or some siding, gutters, something on your fence, just know that if you call Tim at Triton and you drop my name, they'll get right back with you. I think they typically get to your house the first day or the next day, and then you can take it to the bank. Whatever they say is going to happen, that's what's going to happen. I think the conventional wisdom in selling anything would be to say they're the cheapest, but that's not true. With Tim, they're almost always the middle bit. And the way he describes it to me is that there's always someone who's willing to cut corners and undercut everyone, but you have to worry about what the job's going to be. And then there's someone who's going to add 25 or 30% to the top and just try to get away with it. And most of these companies are the ones that you know, and they've been around for decades. We are a upscale James Hardy smart siding company out of Webster Groves. You can call us at 314-717-1159 or triton-stl.com.
The KMOX City SC Soccer Showcase, presented by Michelob Ultra, is back. Next stop, Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill in Arnold, Thursday, September 18th. A limited number of fans can get an autographed picture from City SC player Timo Bunkardel. Win great prizes, enjoy great food, and a cold drink. Hot Shots in Arnold is the place to be Thursday, September 18th from 6 till 8 p.m. for the City SC Soccer Showcase, presented by Michelob Ultra. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
I'm Debbie Monterey, and I see more clearly thanks to the doctors at Ophthalmology Associates. Make your appointment today at 314-966-5000 or online at yourEyeDoc.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Let me tell you about this new Pretzel Cheddar Club. Hey, I'm Carlos. And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level. It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon. Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Trish is here. Trish is going to be in a lot in the next couple of weeks because Rach is going to be off for a while, and Trish will be sitting in a few days. She's here today to tell us about the Lebanese Festival, which is happening in St. Raymond's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Shoto and Tucker. She'll be there Saturday and Sunday, so seek her out. I may try to come by on Sunday.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah. Okay, so happy hour, and you had a topic.
Yeah, I feel like the DMV has been dethroned as one of the rudest places to walk into, and something has taken it place. I had a great experience the last 2 times I was at the DMV, the one on Telegraph and the one at Kings Highway. Both times great. I don't know about you guys. Any problems?
My last one was pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they get a bad rap. And now I'm going to make a whole industry mad at me, but I feel like every time I walk in the pharmacy, they're all rude. Every time.
I said this like a few months ago.
Did you really?
Yes. CVS.
It's like they're mad that you're in there getting a prescription.
You feel it. You feel it. I wish a pharmacist would confirm this because, look, I get it.
I do too.
Anytime I've worked somewhere, when my customer walks in, I don't want to see your ass. Like, I don't care if I'm making donuts or I'm your lawyer, whatever it is. And when I walk up to the pharmacy, I feel like they're just like, oh, for the love of God.
And we don't go to the same pharmacy.
You know, this guy wants Viagra. Like, I just can't, so.
and I'm sure that they're short-staffed and overworked.
I'm sure dealing with the public is terrible.
It's horrible, especially with the stuff like this. But they are so rude every time that I actually feel bad giving them my money because it feels like I'm really putting them out.
Trish, get this. Dave on the stream says, Trish's accent and vibe always reminds me of my cousins. Did she by any chance go to Oakville High School?
Shut up.
That's what it says.
I did not go to Oakville High School, but I grew up in Oakville, which is really funny. Steve went to Oakville High School. Nope. I went to St. Margaret Mary Alico, which is right around the corner. And then I went to Ursuline, but that is really funny. I do have a South County accent.
I don't note that. I mean, like, you're very distinct. And you and Steve remind me of each other. You have similar vibes, but I don't hear an accent with you.
Well, I mean, it has to be something because that guy picked it. What was his name?
Brian also said. Brian says you got that South County twang.
Yeah. SoCo.
So I always think like Farty Far and things like that.
That's more South City.
Okay.
Well, I don't know that they do that, but that was the rap, that it was South City. I didn't know South County really had one either, but I do know that I say things weird sometimes. Like I used to say onion with a G.
What?
Onion.
Onion.
Oh.
And I didn't know I was doing it until Marty Link pointed it out to me because he was taking my lunch order and I said, can I have a burger with no onion. And he's like, onion? I was in my 20s and didn't know I was saying it weird.
Yeah. Anything you say like that in any of us that you just can't say it the right way? Like when I say Vietnamese, I usually say Vietnamese. And as soon as I start to say it, like when we had the chef on, who's Vietnamese, and I'm like, don't say it, D-head.
You did it.
And I finally said it, and I pronounced it like I was on Google or something. So
I struggle with that. Like if I'm like, you're going to say it wrong. And like, no matter how hard I try, at that point, I am going to say it wrong. Yeah. And which is bad.
I have a problem with regularly. Regularly
is hard.
Yeah, that's hard.
That's a tough one.
How do you say hamburger?
Hamburger?
That's pretty normal.
Burger's hard. Burger's hard without the ham.
Yeah.
Like you got to just, you know what I'm saying?
Burger.
Burger
A
on
naked
its
burger.
own.
You
Right.
really hit the R.
You have to have the ham.
Burger.
Ham distracts you from the gur.
I wonder why it's a hamburger. Now that we're saying that.
I think.
Was it made of ham?
No, I think it's Hamburg.
What? You're making that up.
I think I'm wrong.
Place
but,
in Germany?
So it's a hamburger?
Oh no! Yeah,
I think you're right. I think it is from
No, I think
hamburger.
there is something like
I think
that.
I think that's why it is, because there's obviously no ham in that burger.
Yeah, I think it's from Hamburg, Germany.
All right.
Burger.
You need the
Let's just do that for a while. People tuning in to see what the new KMOX is like. Burger.
You do it, Rachel.
Hamburger.
Wow. No, they were not created in Hamburg, but it was. So I just Googled this. I did not know it. It was originally, it's a U.S. thing. It's made in America, hamburgers, but it was in reference to ground beef that was sold in Hamburg back in the day.
Okay.
So
Wonderful.
We
figured
got
it
our
out.
ground beef from.
there was, I guess it looked like the ground beef from Hamburg before everyone
That
moved
makes
over
sense.
here, and then they got here and they made burgers
Oh,
out of it, and
it's
like, it looks like a
Hamburg.
Hamburg meat. So we're calling it a
Is that
hamburger.
the same as loose meat sandwich?
Is what?
That
As a
sounds
loose meat
disgusting.
sandwich?
That's
I was
that a
going to say,
sloppy
that's
Joe?
what we could be
That
calling
could
it.
be.
I think that's a sloppy
I
Joe.
don't want that. Whatever. it
Yeah.
is.
McDonald's has a new loose meat sandwich. Oh, I can't wait.
I don't even want to say it.
I can't wait to have
sounds
the
so gross.
McDonald's big loose meat sandwich.
It's like moist. Don't.
I prefer to make my own loose meat sandwiches at home.
You are
It
so
is a
weird.
It's better than a tight meat sandwich.
that is a finely ground beef, and yeah, it's like a sloppy Joe. That's what it is.
Okay.
Mind if I do?
Sloppy
Yeah.
Joe. I don't like sloppy Joe.
You said that like Adam Sandler.
I did it on purpose. I did.
I know.
This is
Just
dumb.
want you to know that I caught it.
This is so dumb. You know what I can't stop myself from doing, and I know it's annoying doing because I know you talked to the Napoleon Dynamite guy. I can't not say quesadilla.
I do the same thing. I'm like, make yourself a dang quesadilla.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it's so annoying.
That's a permanent affectation.
Yeah.
They had to think that was just a throwaway line, and now it's just like everybody's
yeah.
going to quote it.
One of my favorite interviews ever yesterday.
Oh, he was awesome.
He was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys didn't hear it, go back and podcast Uncle Rico. It was worth the price of admission, just him telling the backstory of throwing the steak. Did you get to hear that?
I didn't. I knew you. I heard you guys tease
to you.
it, but
I'll send it to you. Are you gonna? I guess you gotta leave.
no, I gotta go.
All right.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Hope to see you at the Lebanese Festival this weekend.
All right, thank you, hon. Tell you guys about Dr. Maupin at BioBalance Health. It's interesting that Trish is here because Trish and I both see Dr. Maupin as patients, and we both represent her on the radio. I think Trish is about a year ahead of me on the pellets. I've been doing it about 5 or 6 years now, and now it's just my life. Every 6 months, go in, see Caroline, have a nice little chit chat about KU, get the pellets put in, get a testosterone shot. Within 2 weeks, the pellets kick in. Helps you in the bedroom, helps you in the boardroom, helps you in the gym, helps you sleeping, your overall mood, everything. Right next door, literally in Creve Coeur, is BioBalance Skin, where you can get Botox and chemical peels and fillers and all the kinds of things that make your skin look great. Micro needling is one of my favorites. I don't know about you, Trish, but micro needling, like you get that done a week later, you look about as good as you can possibly
I
look.
love it.
Nice and fresh.
I'm so happy for Dr. Maupin too because menopause is really having a moment, and she's been talking about it forever, and now everybody's talking about it. I'm like, she's the pioneer here in St. Louis.
That's it. For all things Dr. Maupin, go to biobalancehealth.com.
I hear from sellers all the time that they fear they have missed out on the selling market. They are so relieved to learn September, October, and November are strong selling months. With low inventory and hopefully lower interest rates, this fall will be a hot one for real estate. I'm Christina Straight, owner of Straight Realty. You may have heard me say, why pay more than 4 for years? Now it's why pay more than 2, saving you even more money. Call me 314-441-4444. And remember, why pay more than 2?
Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri, Kansas, and Nevada.
Your garage door is always there for you, rain or shine. Are you taking your garage door for granted? Is it screeching and whining for attention? Trust Overhead Door Company of St. Louis to keep your garage door reliable. Maybe the old weather stripping needs replaced to keep out the cold and hot air. Call Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Trusted here since 1926. For same-day service, call 314-781-5200 and schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. 1 discount per household.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Dave Glover, Rachel Zimmerman, Kevin Wheeler. The Dave Glover Show on KMOX.
At 2 o'clock, we've got a cloudy sky. Right now, 78 degrees downtown at the Arch. And breaking news, Missouri's Republican-led House passed a plan to redraw the state's congressional districts. The plan now moves to the state Senate and could give Republicans a shot at winning almost all of Missouri's U.S. House seats. The mid-decade redistricting is part of an emerging national trend following similar efforts in Republican-led Texas at the urging of President Trump, then followed by Democratic-led California. Granite City Steel is idling its plant and halting production indefinitely. The company plans to keep about 800 employees on the job to maintain the machinery, leaving the door open for a potential restart in the future.
Granite City Mayor Mike Parkinson tells the Chris and Amy show Nippon is not sticking to their word.
They put out an agreement that they would do certain things here in Granite City, and it seems like now they're backing off those plans. There is, language now that they put out that they're gonna stop the slab supply here in October.
Parkinson says they are obviously not going to stop producing the slabs, so where are they going? And he adds, our government needs to find out where they are being sent and if there are antitrust issues. Maria Kina, KMOX News.
Israel says it carried out strikes in Qatar's capital city of Doha, targeting senior Hamas leadership who were in the city discussing a U.S. proposal for a Gaza ceasefire. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the U.S. military was informed about the attack in the morning.
President Trump immediately directed Special Envoy Witkoff to inform the Qataris of the impending attack, which he did. The president views Qatar as a strong ally and friend of the United States and feels very badly about the location of this attack.
For the first time in its history, the city of Wildwood approves a major tax break for a private developer.
It is insulting and painful to think Wildwood must give away taxes for a for-profit developer. We have never been a desperate community.
Former council members Gene Vedvik and Larry Brost weighed in for and against the $3 million incentive for a new luxury apartment and retail complex in the struggling town center.
Population has not grown. Businesses, I would say, in our community are not thriving.
The deal passed despite objections over a multi-million-dollar revenue loss for the Rockwood School District. The body of a deceased man's wife in Jefferson County has been found. Police are calling it a murder-suicide.
A little more than a week after 60-year-old Robert Malcolm was found dead, suffering a single gunshot wound in his Dittmer home, the body of his wife, 56-year-old Stacy J. Malcolm, was found in a nearby wooded area. Undersheriff Tim Whitney.
Early evidence suggested that she may have been responsible for
the homicide.
Early evidence also suggests Jay Malcolm died of an overdose. Whitney says they have no motivation for Robert Malcolm's killing, and the investigation remains ongoing. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
From the KMOX Business Desk, sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com. St. Louis City is working to cut red tape and make it easier to add a second dwelling to your property. The bill's sponsor, Alderwoman Shamim Clark Hubbard, sees many benefits to making the process quicker.
Streamlining and making it easier for people to be able to build this property or convert a property that they already have into either accessory dwelling for them or a family member, or it could be supplemental income.
She also says this could help residents impacted by May's tornado build a garage into a home or another dwelling on their property quickly so they can live next to their main house while it's being repaired. The Dow from Stifel up 188 points to 45,703. Got a disabled vehicle 170 north at St. Charles Rock Road. That's got the right shoulder closed. Also a stall 270 going north at I-70. That's also on the right shoulder.
It's not this afternoon, but summer is ready to come knocking once again. We knew this could not last. Lots of sunshine this afternoon. Let's try to get it up to about 85 degrees. Tonight, partly cloudy, beautiful evening, dropping into the 70s, 62 for the low. Wednesday, sunny, get it up a little bit more, 90 degrees Wednesday afternoon. Thursday, sunny, 92, and keep that rise going. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, sunshine, 95 each day. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
We've got some clouds. It is 79 downtown. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Sponsored by Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty 314-325-6888.
Need to sell your home and you want the most money? The name to remember is Gloria Lou. Yes, Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty at 314-325-6888 and start packing.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. A few minutes past 2 p.m. So we've had Grunt Style on a veterans group several times, and they have an event coming up over this weekend, and they have practitioners and experts that are going to be there, and they brought one of them in today who happens to be a very old friend of mine. John Lanius goes back 25 years, Kev. So I was the first live talent on 97.1 FM Talk, and John was the second.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hi, Dave. Hi, Dave. So great to see you.
So we go way back. It's great to see you.
Thank you.
How you been?
Man, I've been great. It's, it's really great to be partnered with the Grunt Style Foundation for this upcoming weekend where we're serving active military veterans and first responders. And, I'm sure we'll get a little bit into how we met through Shadow Worlds and maybe things like that. But it relates in that Will Wisner has done a fantastic job with this weekend coming up where we've brought in all of these unique and interesting practitioners to teach people how to heal. And when you say alternative healing, in many ways, it's original healing, isn't it, Will?
That's right, man.
So it's going to be a great weekend, and it's still open, right, for people to register,
still open,
right?
Yeah, people can go to grunstylefoundation.org and register for tickets. We just dropped the class registration links last night there's a Facebook group where kind of the followers of the event receive information. You can get the link through there. If you register for tickets, we'll send you the link. You can select whatever class you like. There are 2 separate classes available on Friday afternoon, followed by 2 ceremonies in the evening. They'll be led by an ayahuasquero from Colombia, as well as our friends the Lakota, Jalen Garnett and his family out from Pine Ridge, South Dakota. So that's going on Friday night. Saturday, you can participate in 4 separate classes and 2 ceremonies Saturday night, and then we'll have 2 more classes for you on Sunday morning. And John is one of our big headliners there, quite possibly the most interesting man in the world, as I'm sure you know.
Oh, you're very nice. Well, Dave, you're asking how I've been. Well, currently I am the Director of Strategic Operations at Lifetime Media. I'm the founder of Shehan Wellness, and I'm also the Director of Community Outreach for the Special Operations Charity Network. And so if we go back 25 years ago, when we talk about the fact that I was hosting Shadow Worlds on 97.1, and we had a chance to interact. I mean, by the way, what you do every year on Halloween is pretty amazing. And so what I did today was I brought in a couple of things that I'd like to show you. And you may remember these from years ago. But the first thing I'm holding in my hand describe it, Dave. What do you think this looks like for folks?
It looks like a tiny pocket watch made of rock or clay.
There you go. It's made of wood. So for 800 years, the samurai would carry this on their obi, on their belt. And what this is called zuko. And zuko, ko meaning incense, zu meaning hand or body, is that you tap this right into your hand like that.
Yeah.
And then you'll rub your hands together. And what will happen automatically is that it will kill 99.9% of bacteria on contact. And so during the pandemic, when everybody else's hands were cracking with Purell, I would rub this on. And first of all, when you smell it, right, when you listen to it, this is how we describe it in the incense tradition. You'll notice that within about 15 to 20 seconds, your sinuses begin to open. Right? We're living in a world now that is very synthetic. If you look at the quality of our food, if you look at the quality of our water, if you look at the quality of a lot of different things, this weekend, the integration weekend, this is the second year, it's an opportunity for people to really tap into different modalities that allow them to recenter and to refocus. The other thing I brought today, Dave, is I brought a battery operated monkoro. Now, what does that mean and what language is John speaking? I'm speaking Japanese, and monkoro means incense listening vessel. So what you want to do is just take a moment and put this just below your nose, and you'll notice that you're getting a wonderful fragrance of sandalwood. You've heard of sandalwood, but that is real sandalwood. It's also called Old Mountain sandalwood. That means that it's at least 150 years old before it is harvested. That's some of the most expensive sandalwood in the world, but what it does is that it recenters the mind. It recenters the body. It is antibacterial, antimicrobial, and it allows yourself to begin to heal the things you need to heal.
Why do you think, this is the $64,000 question, but why do you think that we chose chemicals and man-made things over the traditional things? Was it just money?
Yeah, it was money. Yeah. So this happened about 100 years ago when medicines and a lot of different things moved toward the oil industry. Right. A lot of the things in our world, come from the oil industry, including our medicines. Well, we are not of the oil industry, I mean, if you bury us for long enough, we kind of go back to that. But the point is that if you again go back before 120 years ago, we got all of our nutrients from our water, from our food, from our herbs, and from our mushrooms. And you're beginning to see a movement back toward the fun mushrooms and the non-fun mushrooms. I'm not alluding at anything, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But the point is that by using different types of herbs, foods, waters, and healing mushrooms, you're able to regulate your body. I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but our world is pretty chaotic and pretty stressful. So the more that we can, bring ourselves back to center. I'm also a hypnotherapist. And so I work with executives and I work with veterans and I work with a lot of different people in taking their minds and recentering them, because the deeper the healing, the deeper the relaxation, the deeper the healing. And in this country, we don't honor relaxation. It's actually considered kind of a bad thing. Like, are you grinding? Are you hitting it out? Well, that's balanced to both of those. So just to put one more point on it, is that when you look at the samurai culture, the samurai for 800 years were the elite warriors of Japan. And so they learned to balance themselves not only in how they warred, but also how they relaxed and recentered with things like tea ceremony, flower arranging, incense ceremony, kodo, which I'll be showing at Integration all weekend long. And so this is something that I've studied since I was 9 years old. And then when I was 13, I took official instruction under a Japanese qualified master of incense.
Why? How did that happen to you as a kid?
Why? Why did this happen?
I mean, like everyone else was playing Little League. Like what?
Yeah, no, I get it. So here's the thing. So my brother, who's a wonderful human being, is a person with a disability. And now in my 50s, I am his guardian. But when I was 9 years old, the bullies in the neighborhood wanted to beat my brother up because he looked and sounded and was different. Well, I would go to protect him and I would end up getting the same treatment. Right. So my mother, in her great wisdom, said, we're going to send you to martial arts class, which all that did was get me beat up even more. But it kind of worked out, because in the years to come, I would meet pretty famous martial artists and I would train with them for long periods of time. But Mr. Black, who was my first martial arts teacher, was burning now what I call bad incense. I'll get about it's just not pure, but it was my entree in. And so, because my mother was a hippie and my dad was U.S. Air Force, is that if you spend any amount of time with me, I'm the perfect amalgamation between the two of them.
You really
right?
are.
And so from the ages of 9 to 13, I studied on my own. My mother gave me a book on world religions. And then at 13, I would meet a Japanese qualified master of incense who had studied with the Hata family. The Hata family is the oldest incense family in Japan. And then I would start to learn a tradition that goes back 1,500 years, but in its codified form is only about 500 years old, Dave. So not that long. And so I spent 10 years learning this. And now what I get to do is travel all around the world and teach people what true and real incense is. I mean, you'll notice it's a very pleasing fragrance in here, but there's no smoke, right? And so in many ways, we call it the original aromatherapy. One more story about that is that I was giving a talk in Vegas last year, and this woman came up to me. She said, "You're the incense man, aren't you?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And she said, "Well, I know what you do. I'm not coming to your class." And I said, "Okay, well, great to meet you." And I said, "Why is that?" She's like, well, I use essential oils." And I said, "Okay, is that the only thing that you use?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, "You and I don't do the same thing." She said, "What do you mean?" And I said, "Well, let's take something from music and radio. We have an MP3 file and we have a WAV file. An MP3 file was invented in the early 90s to be able to send music over the internet easily. A WAV file is a full file. So what I do is I bring the full file of fragrance so you get all of the benefits of the terpenes and the chemicals and everything else associated with that. In addition, everything I do is completely natural, nothing synthetic, so that all of the systems in your body, your endocrine system, your all of them, we can name them all, but all these systems working in unison allow you to return back to the mind and body that you want versus what you were thrown into and reactionary about.
How, for the people out there listening, whether they are a veteran who suffers from PTSD or they're just a civilian who suffers from anxiety and they're intrigued by this, what's their first step?
So here's what I would say. First of all, they should go to the integration weekend, right, Real?
Absolutely.
So
We'd love to have them all.
How can people find out about it right now?
They can find out about it by going to gruntstylefoundation.org. You'll see right there on the main landing page a call to action with an RSVP. Just click that button. That'll take you over to the event registration page. You can download a catalog. You can go through our entire list of 24 top-notch, top-shelf instructors of the caliber similar to John. Maybe not all quite as high, because he's a pretty special guy, but they're pretty remarkable people in their own right with their own disciplines, and they can register right then and there.
And then I would say after that is that what's great about this weekend is that you get to connect with instructors that have been doing this for, in many cases, their entire life, like me. And then there are other instructors that are just rock stars at learning what they're doing. And there's been so much development in the past few years around the importance of really finding your center. And that's nothing woo-woo. You know, for 30 years when I speak, I've always said that I balance, or I move people from the woo-woo to the wow-wow. Because when people say, "Oh, you're into woo-woo stuff," that's a veiled insult, basically saying, "Oh, this doesn't relate to me." But when something that is kind of esoteric and out there suddenly becomes something integrated, then you go, "Wow, that was amazing." So this whole weekend is about moving from the woo-woo to the wow-wow. And then I would also say people should visit my website, which is shihan-wellness.com, SHIHAN-wellness.com, shihanwellness.com, because on there you've got a continuing conversation of what you're going to get at integration.
Absolutely, man. And we have so many different modalities. It's really about the closest thing you can come to going to a real world Hogwarts is what is possible. I mean, it is literally every modality you can think of under the sun. Again, what we talked about last time we were here, these aren't alternative modalities. These are the original modalities.
Exactly.
This is how mankind is wired. And we are trying to present as many ways possible to climb the mountain and reject the status quo of psychotropic medications, SSRIs, antidepressants, and benzodiazepines.
If you guys want to learn more about it, we have the link up on Facebook. We have the link up on the stream. It's gruntstylefoundation.org/events. John, one more time, the website for you.
Shihan-wellness.com.
Okay, let's have you back on often. This is great. Good to see you, my friend.
Thank you, too.
Let me tell you one of the reasons I think we became the largest injury firm in the world, and it's not even close. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. My wife and I had a plan early on. In our firm, our lawyers only work on certain types of cases. Our products liability and dangerous drug lawyers only work on those cases. Same for car crashes, workers' compensation, medical malpractice, and insurance disputes. Our thinking is for these lawyers to focus on one area of the law and live it and breathe it. Power comes from knowledge. Many lawyers do everything, jack of all trades. Not us. And we don't charge an hourly rate. You only pay us if we win. If you want to hire us, it's easy. Dial Pound Law on your cell phone, pound 529, or visit forthepeople.com on your phone or computer from the comfort of your own home. Let us get to work for you. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Do you have a dark curiosity? Heart Starts Pounding, Horrors, Hauntings, and Mysteries is a weekly podcast hosted by me, Kaylin Moore. Each week, I'll take you on a dark journey through terrifying true urban legends, bizarre true crime cases, chilling tales of backwoods horror, and more. So if you're looking to join a passionate community of the darkly curious, check out Heart Starts Pounding on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. And remember, stay curious.
What is your next success story? At University of Maryland Global Campus, you can succeed again with more than 135 affordable online degrees and certificates to help you move your career forward. From cybersecurity and AI to healthcare and MBA, our programs help you build critical thinking, leadership, and communication skills that set you apart in today's job market. Designed for working adults focused on the future. Classes start September 17th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is coming soon to the Show Me State. New Missouri customers can download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today. And when we go live, place just a $5 bet to unlock $300 in bonus bets. Starting November 17th, you can create your DraftKings Sportsbook account in Missouri and get ready for launch day on December 1st. DraftKings Sportsbook brings you everything you need to elevate your game day, including live in-game betting, lightning fast payouts, and endless ways to get in on the action, all right from your phone. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and grab $300 in bonus bets with just a $5 bet when we go live December 1st. In partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 and over. Physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Excludes customers who redeem pre-launch sign-up offer. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
This is Megan Lynch. 250 doctors go to Ophthalmology Associates. That's why I trust them. Ophthalmology Associates, 314-966-5000 or youridoc.com.
Hey, it's Jeff at Sachs Financial. I got a free event coming up to maximize your Social Security, September 22nd and 23rd. Come meet me in person and find out how to maximize your Social Security. Sign up at retiresafestl.com/events.
You asked, we delivered. KMOX, now on FM. Crystal clear sound at 104.1 FM.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX 221. Happy Tuesday to you. We have Ricky Horton coming up in the next segment. Dave Murray will join us as he always does at 3:30. We have a think tank today with Recorder of Deeds Michael Butler and the head of elections in St. Charles County, Kurt Barr. Pretty good show.
I'm excited.
Let's do DJ's happy hour since we sort of got sidelined by all the fun with Trish and corn dogs.
Okay, I've got a topic here.
Okay.
So we talk about the Las Vegas Sphere quite a bit on the DGS. Many of us are very
I
interested
dream of
in
going
the
to a
Sphere.
good show there.
It looks very fun, but there was a man who had a terrible experience at the Sphere. He's claiming he had basically a medical emergency. It happened without warning. There were zero signs leading up to it. He was fine 1 second, but then unconscious the next. And it turns out he had a very rare sensitivity to the flashing lights and things like this. And it probably would have never been a thing had he not specifically gone to the Sphere.
Wow.
Because the Sphere is just so much more intense than like a theme park ride or other places you're going to be exposed to this kind of thing. Even like a normal concert, you're very aware of where you are in space. I think that's probably altered a bit when it comes to the Sphere. But yeah, his wife talked to the Daily Mirror and was like, yeah, it was extremely scary. If you have any type of sensitivity to anything like this, you need to be very, very careful if you visit the Sphere.
I don't get motion sick or weirded out by things like that. But when I went to IMAX to see Mission Impossible, a couple of times I had to sort of look down at the ground and reorient myself. You know, it's a little swimmy.
I saw The Force Awakens at IMAX, and I had already seen the movie like twice in theaters. By the time I saw it in IMAX, I started to get like motion sickness. I think I actually left. I was not having the best time. Yeah, that can be intense. You're not used to it.
My happy hour topic is the craziest job is being a flight instructor. Like I saw a TikTok last night of a flight instructor with like a 16-year-old kid doing his first landing, and he just about crashed. And the guy's like, go around, pull up, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, this is your job.
Yeah.
Is to fly in a plane with people who you know can't fly.
Yeah.
That is double tough.
And then think about, okay, so I watched a show recently. It's called The Rehearsal on HBO with Nathan Fielder. I don't want to spoil anything about the show. And this is not a show that is like for everyone. I really enjoyed it though. And in season 2, he's taking flying lessons.
Yes, I saw this.
And he was having an issue with his landing. Like he just couldn't get in the right mind space to land properly.
He learned to fly like a 737.
Yes,
Yeah,
he did.
man.
Obviously did that in the simulator, but just like being in a smaller plane with the instructor, it took so many flights, like way longer than it normally takes someone to learn how to land. And the whole time I'm watching it, I'm just thinking of that instructor and what must be going through their head. Then you finally pass where it's like, yeah, the instructor says I'm good to go. Now I'm going to go out by myself. What? Like it all feels impossible to me. I have so much respect for people who have that skill.
Yeah. When Nick's mom and I were together, her dad had his pilot's license, my old father-in-law, Laddie, and he knew I was afraid to fly, and he took me and paid for a flying lesson. And we walked around the plane, and they showed me how the plane worked, and I was even more terrified. It's like piano wire, and, you know, like controlling things. I'm like, this wire controls, you know, like, oh, okay. And then when we were up there, I guess they do this every time. He's like, okay, you're in control of the plane. And I just about crashed it because I'm just like.
Dave's like,
yeah, not good. Any thoughts, Wheels, Andrew?
On that?
No, just on anything.
I saw a thing that you guys I think you'll be interested in. I didn't catch the guy's name, but he's being interviewed. Interestingly, given what I'm going to tell you guys, I saw this on TikTok, which is interesting given the medium that he's talking about. So this is a guy who is billed as one of the top brainwashing experts in the world. And he opens by saying, this is my profession. I'm one of the best in the world at this. And short form social media terrifies me. He said, I know how to brainwash people, and I'm not immune to the effects that this can have. Like he goes, I notice it impacting me in a way that changes how you're thinking about things. So I find that to be an interesting thing too, because when we look at what's going on, whatever it is, you know, I complain a lot about the drama attached to sports, especially football. Well, when most of what you're consuming is 20-second hot takes or a TikTok or just a tweet of 140 characters, that ends to that it almost has that intent to fire you up, to change how your brain is perceiving everything. And when you see nonstop urgency, right? It's always a big deal. It's always the biggest game. It's always a big story. And that's just sports. Forget politics or anything else. It kind of rewires the brain. And I think it's interesting because I'm usually on the side of, we always freak out about these things. And I still kind of am, but it was interesting hearing that from someone who studies how to program brains and who knows how it works and says this scares him even for himself, not just for other people. And he knows what's going on.
That's crazy. Let me tell you guys about the Underdog Sports Fantasy app. I've been talking about it for a few weeks now, and I was brought into the Underdog family back in the spring, and so it was perfect timing with baseball. Most of the stuff I did was for the Cardinals because I let's face it, I know them better, and that's why it's a sports fantasy app, because you can use your knowledge and your acumen to win money. And so I might happen to think that, this guy, I think maybe he's didn't get enough rest as a starter. I think he's going to get less strikeouts than what they're saying they're going to do. So it's a ton of fun. It's really easy to play with football. You choose whether your favorite players are going to go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, and more. Get your entries right, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. You can play with as little as $1. I've done very well. Doesn't mean that you're going to, but it's been a lot of fun, especially when you win. Download the app today and sign up with promo code Glover to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. That's promo code Glover. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. If you're concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Wake up informed. Wake up empowered. Wake up to Total Information AM, your morning must.
Hi, this is Debbie Monterey.
I'm Megan Lynch.
This is Tom Ackerman. From local news to breaking headlines to weather, traffic, and the stories that matter most, we've got you covered before your first sip of coffee. Expert analysis, bright perspectives from the people you trust. Total Information AM, your day starts here. Mornings beginning at 5 on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights. With thousands of 5-star reviews, you can trust us to bring happiness home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
Dave Murray's weather forecast is sponsored by the Penn Mutual Life Insurance Company, PennMutual.com/STL.
It's not this afternoon, but summer is ready to come knocking once again. We knew this could not last. Lots of sunshine this afternoon. Let's try to get it up to about 85 degrees. Tonight, partly cloudy, beautiful evening, dropping into the 70s, 62 for the low. Wednesday, sunny, get it up a little bit more, 90 degrees Wednesday afternoon. Thursday, sunny, 92, and keep that rise going. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, sunshine, 95 each day. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
At Penn Mutual, we believe that life insurance is the central part of a sound financial plan and that it can make an enduring impact for generations to come. Talk to your independent advisor or go to PennMutual.com/STL. Penn Mutual, trusted for life.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
SNL Coin. We buy gold and silver coins, silver and gold jewelry. Also buying gold-filled and silver plate. Before you sell, call SNL. 314-544-3600. 314-544-3600. SNL Coin.
Don't get lulled into believing the IRS is getting soft. It's just the opposite. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. We are being told by IRS collection officers that their higher-ups are demanding that they get more aggressive than ever. So don't ignore them any longer. Level up. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call the Lance Story Law Firm today and let us get between you and the IRS. We'll protect your rights, including your right to appeal or even your right to take the IRS to tax court. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems and they need to be handled by an expert attorney team who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Story Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis, or visit Lance, DRURY, law.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Lance Story Law Firm, 314-260-6120.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Today, the Cards, the Mariners.
Emlyn Total Access, 745.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Our conversation with Ricky Horton is brought to you by Goodwill. Give hope, give local, give Goodwill.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Time to talk to our pal Ricky Horton. Hey, Rick.
Hey, Dave. How are you?
Good, buddy. Great to talk to you. So before we get into some X's and O's and some players being moved around, we always like to ask you about just the normal guy kind of stuff. And everyone knows what it's like to be late into something. It's late in the school year. It's late into this.
Yeah.
As a player and a broadcaster and someone who's with the team every day, what's it like when you get down to the chilly weather kind of times?
Well, you start thinking about kind of off season. You think about next year. It's one of the problems of being kind of not real close to the front of the line in terms of the playoffs, because those teams start thinking about it even earlier, and you always delay that the best you can. You can tell when teams aren't winning that they start talking about postseason trips way earlier than you do. But the point is, I think in this business, you get really good at the Irish goodbye. I mean, you're just out the door. I mean, I've learned how to do that. I'm kind of in my nature anyway, I guess, where all of a sudden I'm gone. And you don't want to make sure you do want to make sure that you kind of tie up some relational connections and all that stuff that goes into people you care about and spend a lot of time with. But it is kind of awkward because you're working, yet you're also thinking about what's next too.
It's a fascinating time of year. I mean, and this what Cardinals fans are used to is the build up to October, right? I mean, it's been for 2.5 decades. That's been the norm. It's been the expectation. I think it's even like 8 of the last 13 years have been playoff runs, right? So even in a time where fans are like, it's not often enough now, but these last few years, it's been a little more of this. And that I got to believe is that coming to an end too early is probably starting to wear on some people, I would think, over at the ballpark.
I think it does. And there's a lot of things that go along with that. If you think about some of the players and some of the support personnel that kind of rely on even some of the monetary gains that you get from postseason, they're not getting that. And, that's not, kind of the same with me and my world, but, it is different though. Cause I'm not talking about, how many World Series tickets I want to buy and who's going to come stay with us and what. I'm talking about, what's my tea time at Whitmore in 2 weeks. And so it's a different, it's not as you do lose a little bit of luster in terms of caring about, wow, there's a great race going on in the American League West. And we do care about that, but it's harder to stay really connected to that when you realize that your world's going to kind of end faster than theirs will.
One thing I will say, and you guys have talked about it, I heard you and John have talked about it. We've talked about it a little bit here, but one thing that's true, I think so far, I mean, we still have a few, 2.5, 3 weeks left, but to this point, I don't think we've seen any of that from the team.
No,
I think we've seen the opposite from the players, even playing shorthanded lately, putting up a good fight.
Yeah, there's a funny thing that reminds me of our time with Whitey Herzog. Whitey would notice when the other team was kind of packing it in, and he would actually comment on it because he wouldn't let us do it. He would see other teams playing catch with a football out on the field, which is funny because that's now a drill for a lot of players. Ball teams does it, but back in the day, that was a sign that everybody's thinking about football season and their thing, and he hated that with a passion. It's like, no, we got a job to do now. Worry about that later. And it was interesting how good he was. Today the mantra is, try to avoid distractions. Players are more distracted now times 100 than ever before, or at least in my era. And I just don't know how you avoid it.
So, Rick, we all knew that our first round pick this year was special, but he's moving up already.
Yeah, he's moving up. I think that was planned, is what my guess is, Dave, that they just wanted to kind of start him, get him a start somewhere where it would be, relatively kind of stress-free for him. Not that he's going to have stress, but, just to get it kind of over with, get started, get the feet wet, and say he started there. But I think he's probably where he should be, considering his experience. And, a lot of teams are moving pitchers faster than we do, I think. And so you get a top-line college pitcher, he should be able to compete at Double-A, and it's going to be kind of fun to see how he does.
Yeah, I would say, Rick, in my experience, both playing, but also, and you had the same experience playing in college, the highest level of college, the best teams are probably close to Double-A in terms of talent, in terms of physical capabilities.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair to say. And, my best college time was when I played in Alaska and Cape Cod in the summer, and I'm playing against the best of the best in summer. And it's like, ooh, this is different. And that felt like that was kind of maybe, I maybe high A, Double-A back then, but I think it's a little different now. There are less, there's just less teams, frankly, in the minor leagues. And I feel like there are more teams just generally because you've got, 30 teams and you're going to expand even beyond that. So I feel like, people would say that Double-A is not maybe as strong as it used to be. And the same thing about Triple-A. I don't know if that's true or not, but the point is, college baseball is becoming like the minor leagues right now.
Yeah. And for people that missed the official announcement, the first round pick, Liam Doyle, was moved to Double-A for the final part of the regular season and their postseason as well. And, he's a guy, Ricky, and you mentioned teams promoting pitchers faster. I know at least some of that is the understanding that these guys that throw hard are probably going to get hurt at some point. We see it. So the sooner you get them getting big leaguers out, the better.
Yeah, well, no doubt about that. And I think, and obviously there's certain colleges that are going to pitch guys more innings than others will. So you have to be careful about how you kind of reintroduce them into that. But think how cool this is that he's going to get playoff experience. That's a really good team in Springfield. And that's why this is ideal, honestly, to get him there, to get him experiencing that and a little bit of the extra kind of juice that comes along with playoff time. And of course, he's used to that juice. That's kind of who he is. And so I think that's a great move.
I will say this, and again, you had that experience, Ricky, being a Virginia guy, but these guys and anybody, I think, at that highest level, you've been pitching to win your whole college career. And when you're drafted out of high school, you're pitching to develop a lot of times, right? You're pitching in the minor leagues and you're being developed. But Liam Doyle and guys like that, they've been pitching to win every Friday night or every Saturday night and to win a College World Series, not just pitching to develop.
Yeah. And that is such a great that's where the crux is in the minor league system, because you really want both. You really want to develop. And yes, the high school kid for sure has to be developed. He has to be trained and sometimes retrained into the kind of the way, professional baseball works. In fact, you're going to use a wood bat. Let's start with that with the hitters. But I mean, it is a different world. And then, but you don't want to lose track of, yes, we're developing our best players, especially, but winning's a way of developing. So they kind of go hand in hand, and each team will kind of come down in a different place with that. But I think they're both important.
Interesting Seattle series, Ricky. Last night, obviously, Seattle's an interesting team to me, and I'm going to bring this up with Bernie Miklasz later on today when we're talking on the Redbird Rush Hour. But Seattle's only 4.5 games better than the Cardinals.
Yeah,
record-wise. And you look at them and you're like, they have 4 potential aces in the rotation. You've got Brian Wu. You've got Logan Gilbert, I think Gilbert's tomorrow, right? George Kirby is tonight. That's not even counting Luis Castillo, who's fantastic. Bryce Miller's really good, but he's been hurt a lot of the year, so his numbers look a little funny. So you have that. You have an elite closer. You have maybe the best offensive season of all time from a catcher. Cal Raleigh's got 53 home runs. If he hits one more, that's the most by a switch hitter since Mickey Mantle. Actually, the most ever counting Mickey Mantle. You've got Julio Rodriguez, who is this phenomenal 5-tool player. You've got Randy Arozarena, who's having a good year, Jorge Polanco, and all of that, and you're only 4.5 games better than the Cardinals.
It is a little weird. Well, they have Babe Ruth and Wright and Lou Gehrig at first, and it does feel like it feels like the 27 Yankees when their 7th place hitter has 20 home runs or 19 or 20 home runs. But the other part of this team is they got better at the trading deadline too. When they got Suarez back again, now you've got a whole nother kind of guy to have to deal with who has 45 home runs, and he's hitting 6th, for goodness sakes. So it's a power. They're a team that's going for it, frankly, and with that young pitching, you can't blame them for trying to. I think they're a better team now. So the record is a little bit better than the Cardinals, but they're a better team now than they were 2 months ago.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
It's been a while since I said something stupid, so let me jump in. I know everything you're saying makes me double down on what I talked to Bernie about yesterday. And it's so interesting. It's this running joke that Ali and I don't get along, which Ali doesn't know my name, but because we had a weird first interaction and I didn't like him. Over the last couple of years as a fan, I know he's not going to win Manager of the Year because that goes to someone who wins the pennant. But what he has done with this sort of average cobbled together team to have us in that position where we're 4.5 behind Seattle, that's really something.
Well, let's make sure that we're not agreeing that you're going to say something stupid here. Now, some people might say that, but let me just take it off you, Dave, and say that for any Ali hater out there, I think they're running out of ammo. I mean, that's how I look at it. I mean, how in the world can you think that he's not done a great job with a team that's right around 500 and they don't have we don't have the horses right now, and we just don't. And we're in a different place, and hopefully we'll get the horses. But to say that, when you've got Mason Wynn hitting cleanup in a game you have to win, and I'm a big fan of Mason Wynn, but that's not the same as the guy with 53 homers and 110 RBI. I mean, it's just not.
No.
And Mason's a great player, and I want him. He's the best defensive player in baseball. But the point still is, we're not at our Cardinal best right now, and I think everybody knows that yet somehow. And with a rotation that's been, I don't even know what grade you'd give the rotation, but it wouldn't be a great one.
No.
I mean, it's pretty phenomenal that the team is where it is.
And it's tough because there are things with every player and manager or head coach in another sport where you can say, I wish they did that differently. Like, as an example, I feel like one of the criticisms I would have is too often it's too much about what the player wants and not about what the team needs. So some guys need to sit more than they like, as an example. You can name a name. I mean, I could name Mason Wynn as an example. He's been playing hurt a lot. God, we love him because you love his effort, but sometimes you want to see, hey, it would be better for you to do this. But that's a normal thing. Like, every manager, every coach has things that people look at, but the overall body of work is the record, to me, is better than the roster.
But the mistake that I think the reasoning mistake in what you just said is the assumption would be that he is making all those determinations about why a guy's playing, and
that's
right. And that's incorrect. And so, I mean, I think it's incorrect. I'm not even sure all the inner workings about how that's done, but I think there are times where it's like, look, we need this guy to play.
I agree.
And that's coming down from a different level on high than Ollie is in. And so I mean, and he's going to shoulder the blame and take the blame. He represents the club, obviously, but I think he should get some slack for that, even because I'm not sure he is making that choice.
It's a great point. So even some of the criticism is actually pointed more upstairs than manager's office. Yeah.
Because they have a different agenda right now.
Right.
So great to visit with you guys.
Yeah, have a great night. We'll see you back here soon.
Yep, you're the best. See ya.
It's back, and you're invited to join us in Forest Park, September 19th and 20th, for the 53rd Annual Great Forest Park Balloon Race Weekend, presented by PNC Bank. Attendance is free, and the number of memories and photos you can capture is endless. Special thanks to New Ground International and Blue Moon Brewing Company. The 53rd Annual Great Forest Park Balloon Race Weekend. For more details, visit the events page at kmox.com.
So weird analogy here in a live for Mosby Building Arts, but I don't, the stuff I own is kind of average to maybe a tick above average. I don't have a lot of things that are like, oh, this is the best bourbon in the world, and this is the best guitar, and this is the best that. I do have a couple of things that I kind of splurged on, and anytime I use them or play with them or look at them, I know I'm looking at high quality. With Mosby Building Arts, that's what you're going to get. Trust, expertise, a premium experience, whether you're doing a kitchen or you're doing a lower level or you're doing an outdoor space or you're doing an overall remodeling of your home or a lake home, whatever it happens to be. You're going to deal with the best people. You're going to deal with experts. You're going to deal with people who treat you with absolute respect, deference, courtesy, and professionalism. Even though they are among the best in the country at what they do, it doesn't mean they're going to be a lot more expensive than other people. In fact, many times we have bids that come in higher than us. You can take it to the bank. Rich Orris is my guy over there. Rich does the show on the weekends that you listen to on Saturday mornings. Good people, great craftsmen. From sales all the way through to the time you're finished, you can't do better than Mosby Building Arts. 314-909-1800, mosbybuildingarts.com.
Do you know that by donating your gently used items to Goodwill, you're not only giving those items a new life, but you're helping people right here in your community enrich their lives with meaningful work? Your donations support Goodwill's mission of helping people with barriers to employment to be able to get rewarding jobs which provide not only a paycheck, but a very important sense of purpose. Your donations really do change lives. Give hope, give local, give Goodwill.
Cardinals fans, join the conversation at Busch Stadium with some of your favorite former Cardinals. With the Cardinals Conversations presented by Edward Jones, you'll hear from former Cardinals such as Ozzie Smith, Ted Simmons, Ray Langford, David Eckstein, or David Freese. Each conversation hosted by Cardinals announcers Chip Carey or Brad Thompson. Your experience also will include a ticket to the game, a pre-signed photo, and the opportunity to take your photo with the featured player. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com/conversations.
New treatments in the fight against Alzheimer's, now is the time for action. Join the St. Louis Walk to End Alzheimer's Saturday, October 25th at Chesterfield Amphitheater. Help us see a world without Alzheimer's. Register today, alz.org/walk.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Welcome back, DGS on KMOX. Disturbing statistics from our educational institutions. 32% of Americans read below the basic level, and 45% of Americans are below the basic level on math. And in the last 10 years, reading for pleasure is down 40% in America. So it's being replaced, obviously, by the phone.
Well, I would also say that the reason that people aren't reading for pleasure is that first number.
Because it's not pleasurable.
You learn as a kid. So if you don't ever learn to read at a high level, why would you read for fun?
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, it's like saying, I don't run, so I'm going to go run a marathon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that one explains the other quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. And then the math thing, it's just that math's hard. I'm in that 45%. So.
Yeah, but it depends on what we're
that
talking
one
about, right? Like
math.
if we're talking about basic math, like anything that's before calculus, it's not that bad.
What do you mean anything before calculus? I'm trying to work out tips. That's what I'm trying to work out. That's my
but
math.
You do it every time. You can pull it off.
I could not pass ninth grade math.
So ninth grade math is probably
Algebra 1.
Pre-algebra or algebra 1?
Algebra 1.
Yeah.
Even like long division, I'd have to really think about it.
Yeah, like multiplication tables. I have to like kind of zero in on it. I'm like, all right, 9 times 8. Well, what's 9 times 5? Then add a couple nines to that. Or subtract from 9 times 10.
You're with a bunch of dummies, Kev.
I don't believe you guys.
I don't believe you're that good at math.
I believe I would on that stuff.
I believe the reverse.
That stuff is automatic. It's anything when letters get involved where it's annoying.
Should we do a quick multiplication test?
Nope.
Sure.
I mean, I already said I can't do it. So
What have I got? That was the quickest nope of the day.
What have I got to lose?
I think that my multiplication tables, though, I just memorized. Like 7 times 7, 49.
But I mean, multiplication is just, it's not that much different than adding.
Yeah, and that's kind of the point of I think you're supposed to just memorize it and know the answer so you're not sitting there figuring it every time.
Yeah.
797 is 49. You should just be able to recall that immediately.
Remember, were you like this when you were in class and you would have to read aloud or more stressful, do an equation in front of the class and you count to try to find what problem is yours? Then some idiot couldn't do theirs, and then you ended up doing one that you weren't prepared for.
Well, kind of to go back to what Wheels just said, we would have readings, or sometimes it would be like popcorn reading where it just pops up and we don't know the next person who's going to read. And then it would get to one of the kids who was not a strong reader. And it was just brutal. It was brutal for everybody. It was brutal for them. It was brutal for us to listen to. And then you do understand, like, if you're in 10th grade and you're still struggling with that, it's probably extremely embarrassing and you just want to avoid it and try not to read as much as possible. I mean, it's just like a vicious cycle. I'm sure you get caught up
but
in.
we saw the story recently too. Did I bring it up that younger parents, so maybe Gen Z kids that are starting to have kids or young millennials, like, we don't want to read to our kids because it's not fun. Well, if you're not going to read to your kids are not going to be able to read to the level they need to in school. That's where it starts. So if you're not willing to sit down with them and read books and teach them how to do that, you are harming their education for the future.
Hot take, you probably shouldn't have had kids.
If you don't want to read to them,
If it's too much of a bother for you to sit down and read a biscuit book with your kids, I don't know why you have that kid. Sorry.
I mean, even if so you have the responsibility because you created it, so live up to the responsibility. You can't sit back and just rely on the fact that, technology, this. No, your kid's ability to learn and understand language and words starts when they're babies. And if you don't take that action, you are holding your kid back. And if you're doing it because you're bored, if you're doing it because you have a hard time reading, I understand that. Because somebody didn't do that for you. Or, I'm not counting educational issues. I'm not counting anything like that, like learning disabilities. That's a separate category because that's not a choice by anybody. But where people have a choice, If you don't do it because it's boring, you are harming your child.
I have to check out this Biscuit fellow.
Yeah, what's
Biscuit's
Biscuit?
a little doggy, a little puppy.
Oh?
He has
Sounds
many
intriguing.
books. He's quite cute.
Sounds delicious.
Want to do Lombardo?
Yeah, if you are looking for a place to call home, but you don't want all the maintenance of a big house, you need to check out the Towns of Linneman Park. These are new townhomes by our friends at Lombardo Homes. They're located in St. Peters. The floor plans are awesome. 2 to 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, lofts, 2-car attached garages, great community amenities like a clubhouse, a pool, pickleball courts, a dog park, walking trails. You can actually tour the newly decorated display at the Towns of Linneman Park and fall in love with your new townhome.
Whether you want something that's worry-free and chore-free, or you're looking for a 7,000 square foot palace or a 2,000 square foot retirement home, whatever it is, Lombardo Homes can do it on any size lot, anywhere you want to go, or on your lot if you own one or you inherited one or something like that. For all things Lombardo, go to lombardohomes.com.
Hi, this is Charlie Brennan. You know, when you go to the Audiology Center, you'll see a doctor of audiology. And with us right now, Dr. Colleen Bosler. Dr. Bosler, what are some of the signs of hearing loss?
Well, it's a number of things. Sometimes loved ones notice a person asking others to repeat themselves, or the television is too loud. What people tend to notice first with hearing loss is the loss of clarity. They can hear people talking, but they cannot always understand what's being said. That's because the hearing loss can cause you to miss certain consonant sounds, and those consonant sounds give us the detail to the word. A hearing aid can help bring back those details and give you a sense of clarity that you're missing.
Dr. Colleen Bosler at the Audiology Center with 3 locations in the greater St. Louis area. Call for an appointment, 636-441-7470. Online, theaudiologycenterstl.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. 1 discount per household.
Fairwinds River's Edge is more than a place to live. It's a place to belong. Come see why we have been voted Best Independent Senior Living Community for 4 years in a row by U.S. News & World Report. We think you'll like it here, and the experts agree. Come see us for yourself. Call to schedule a tour with lunch or to RSVP for our senior prom on September 24th with live entertainment by the Backstreet Cruisers. Find us online at fairwindsriversedge.com.
Your garage door is the largest piece of moving equipment in your home. When it needs help, call the experts at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Their certified technicians repair all brands of doors and openers, and you can even schedule evening and weekend service. Just call 314-781-5200 and always look for the red ribbon. It's your assurance you've got the genuine, the original Overhead Door, the most trusted garage door company in St. Louis since 1926. For same-day service, schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com. 314-781-5200.
Winner of the National Edward R. Murrow Award for Breaking News. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 3 o'clock, it's a cloudy sky. Right now, 79 degrees downtown at the Arch. Bills changing the state's congressional map and making it much harder to change the state constitution are on their way to the Missouri Senate. The Missouri House gave final approval to both proposals today after 2 days of contentious debate. The map effort targets the 5th district, currently held by Congressman Emanuel Cleaver of Kansas City, a Democrat, by carving it up and dispersing its voters into 3 separate districts that would give Republicans an advantage in 7 of the state's 8 congressional districts. Mayor Mike Parkinson is accusing Nippon Steel of going back on its word regarding the future of the Granite City plant. He says the company promised to invest in the plant, but is now planning to cut off its supply of steel slabs as soon as next month.
They're obviously not going to stop producing that. So where are those slabs going?
Mayor Mike Parkinson also tells Chris and Amy employees are going to lose money.
As I've said many times since this became a topic of discussion, U.S. Steel will owe it to the city of Granite City to make sure that if they pull out all operations here in Granite City, that this doesn't become a one-man operation just to keep this plant open.
Maria Akina, KMOX News.
From CBS News, the White House reacts to Israel's attack against Hamas in Qatar.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the U.S. got a heads up.
The Trump administration was notified by the United States military that as Israel was attacking Hamas, which very unfortunately was located in a section of Doha.
Secretary Leavitt says the U.S. immediately notified Qatar.
The president views Qatar as a strong ally and friend of the United States and feels very badly about the location of this attack.
The attack targeted Hamas's political leadership in Qatar, and Qatar has been a mediator in efforts to end the war between Israel and Hamas. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
A plan to jumpstart development in Wildwood's struggling town center gets the okay, but not without controversy. The city council, by a 9-6 vote, approved a $3 million tax break for new luxury apartments and retail. Resident Tony Salvatore.
This is a monstrosity.
That's it. Time's
It's a
up.
monstrosity.
Time's up now.
But developer Tom Kyman defended the initiative.
We're personally putting in $15 million of hard equity invested into the city to activate and create a luxury project here.
The Rockwood School District stands to lose about $1.6 million in tax dollars over 10 years, while potentially having to absorb the cost of new students from the development. Apple announces a series of new iPhones, including what it says is its thinnest iPhone ever. CBS tech analyst Ian Shear says the company held back from over-promising new AI features after last year's struggled launch of Apple Intelligence.
Apple stopped short of pushing its competition in artificial intelligence, instead focusing on how its devices are better suited to provide you with those experiences rather than someone else's.
From the KMOX Business Desk, sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com. Job growth in the U.S. has been a lot more anemic than initially thought. Here's Jason Brooks.
The Bureau of Labor Statistics revised job growth down by a whopping 911,000 jobs over the 12-month period through March 2025. Which means job growth averaged just 76,000 jobs a month during that time frame. It's a lagging indicator given that the period ended 6 months ago. However, the data collection is more robust than the monthly jobs reports, and the monthly BLS reports have also been hit with massive downward revisions this summer, prompting President Trump to fire the previous BLS commissioner.
Wall Street is expecting the Fed to cut interest rates next week with slight odds for a larger half-point cut. Let's get the latest on the St. Louis Business Index from Stifel and Kevin Monton. Kevin?
Hey, thanks, Michael. The markets extended their gains from yesterday with the Dow gaining 196 at 45,711. The S&P hit all-time highs up 17, 65.12. NASDAQ was positive 59 at 21,858, but the Bloomberg St. Louis Index was negative 11 at 1625. Centene led the charge to the upside, up 7.8% at 3110, and AT&T was positive 1.7% at 2942. To the downside, Commerce off 0.8% at 60.25, and Claris was off 2.4% at 15.25. Finally, Stifel was negative 2% at 112.60. This has been Kevin Monton, Senior Vice President of Investments at Stifel, member SIPC and the New York Stock Exchange. For more information on Stifel, please visit our website at stifel.com.
We've got emergency vehicles and a crash on 70 West at Zumble. That is on the right shoulder. Also a stalled vehicle, 44 going east at Grand. That's also on the right shoulder.
Our weather stays wonderful going through the afternoon, but it is a touch warmer. Lots of sunshine. 85 for the high tonight. A great evening. Partly cloudy skies. Temperatures drop into the 70s. 62 for the low Wednesday. Sunny skies. Near 90 degrees. 66 Wednesday night. Then summer making the comeback. Thursday, sunny. Edge it up to about 92. It's here for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sunshine each day with high temperatures each day near 95. Obviously, that is well above average, but nowhere near records. Records this time of year are, again, right around 100 degrees. We're not going to see that. Unfortunately, this is a bone dry weather pattern. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Sponsored by Financial and Tax Strategies. Right now, we've got clouds. It is 79 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
It's never too early to start thinking about your retirement journey, and it's never too late either. You just need to know that the steps may look a little different. Listen to Wealth and Wisdom with Gary Goldberg, Saturday mornings at 7 here on KMOX.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Happy Tuesday. So before we move on to Razor's Edge, Big Blonde Dan has been with the show for years and years and years now, says that he hated popcorn reading. Utter dread. I've never heard of popcorn reading.
It's basically when it's time to read a passage and your teacher just kind of randomly picks people from around the room.
Oh, so we're all kernels of corn.
Yeah,
You get
popping up.
I get it. Because I'd never heard that term either. I was wondering if I missed out.
It was like a grade school thing.
One more before we go to Rage. The shoving incident in football with Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, did you see the
where a fan shoved a guy's head and then shoved another guy's head?
Yeah.
And Lamar shoved him. And did he really get hit with a big fine?
Who?
Lamar.
That I didn't see.
Okay.
I know that the fan got suspended.
Good.
Got kicked. He has been banned from every NFL stadium.
Because he's the bad guy.
Yeah. This to me, Lamar should get nothing. Okay. If a grown man pushes you and you push back, you're not the bad guy.
Agreed.
If you go on the field, reach over the rail, do anything to a player physically on purpose, not accidental. Like if you're reaching for a foul ball, that's a different thing than shoving someone. Then you get what you get, and the player shouldn't get anything. If he gets a suspension, he won't get a suspension, but if he gets a fine, I think that's a joke. Who wouldn't react that way if they get shoved in the head? I would.
I agree.
But I haven't seen anything as far as a fine.
Okay.
They should make you stand out there and you get tackled.
I couldn't agree more.
That should be the punishment.
Yep. And the team gets to pick which guy tackles you.
Yeah. What did you think of the guy slapping Kelsey?
Travis Kelsey?
Man, he whacked him. He whacked him good.
Oh, he smacked him bad.
Kelsey took it like a champ, though. Didn't go down. Sprung right
Also
back.
didn't fight back.
Didn't fight back, but I think that's probably for the best because then
I don't know.
everyone's in trouble.
I mean, now we're getting into real bro stuff, but can you let another man slap you?
In a game, yeah.
I say it depends on the context.
Yeah, I mean, if it was out of the game, maybe Kelsey would have done something. But in the context of the game, you just got to go you just got to point to him and go hey,
well,
this guy just
yeah,
messed
because
up,
what he's trying to do there is not get a penalty.
Mhm.
Because if anything he does in return, he's going to get a penalty. So one way or the other, you're either negating a penalty that you would have gotten, or they missed the first one and they get you, and now you've hurt your team. So in that context, you should definitely not slap back. But in real life, yeah, get hit, expect to get hit back.
I don't think Taylor would have liked it.
No, I don't think so.
had Travis slapped back. So he did the right thing.
I was going to say, I don't think that comes into play. I don't think Taylor has anything to do with that. On the field. Off the field, maybe, right? Off the field, you don't want your guy getting himself in trouble. Understandable to say, hey, don't do that. You don't need that. That's going to cause more trouble, whatever. But on the field, I would think there's no.
What if she started going you need to get in there and blah, blah, blah. Like she goes full Jordan Hudson. And
but giving him bad advice, telling him he should hit everybody.
Yeah. I don't think you need to tell guys, a football guy, that.
You need to slap more people. Yeah, that's true.
they grow up hitting
if
people.
anything, you should be hit less people.
Yeah, they grow up hitting each other. They don't need to be told to do that.
Razor's Edge?
Yeah, a couple of things I want to talk about here. Let's start by talking about AOC. She's getting a lot of blowback right now because she's been doing this fighting the oligarchy rallies with Bernie Sanders all over the place, Well, it turns out that her campaign spent thousands of dollars at some of these high-end hotels while headlining the fighting oligarchy rallies with Bernie Sanders. There's a place, Vidara Hotel and Spa, which is in Vegas. They spent $3,500 alone there during their tour. Now, I don't know how many nights they stayed. I don't know how many rooms were booked, but I mean, even if it was like let's say it was a 2-night stay and you have a couple of rooms, $3,500 is a ton of money to be spending on lodging. It's also just the kind of place that it's so ritzy and so swanky. It's like, why would you choose this if the theme of the tour you're doing is like, get rid of these rich people? I don't know. I'm not saying she has to stay at like a Motel 6 or something, but I feel like there's a common ground or a middle ground you could find to kind of insulate yourself from this type of criticism. It just seems like a really easy thing to avoid.
Yep. I mean, like, how do you not get that?
Or not get that, like, because let's say the whole thing is just PR for her. I don't really know the motivation behind it. It could be completely pure of heart. It could just be, hey, this is the angle we're taking.
Right.
This is how I'm going to get bigger in politics. I honestly don't really care what the motivation is behind it. It's just, how can you not know people are going to look into how dollars are being spent on a tour like this? Like, that's the first thing they're going to do is check to see how, since you're telling, and I don't disagree with AOC on this issue, but you're telling people how they should spend their money. You got to be a little bit more careful on how your campaign is spending funds in a situation like this. Bernie Sanders did not make the same mistakes. I mean, I think he still stayed at some nice places and everything, but nothing as egregious as the $3,500 bill that we're talking about.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, it ruins your credibility pretty instantly.
Well, I mean, you can make an argument to me about that topic that I'd listen to. You guys know how I feel about how the system has been set up by rich people for so long, but your message is done with me if that's what you're doing.
Well, she's misstepped on this before. The whole thing where she went to the Met Gala and then she's like, no, but I'm wearing a dress that says eat the rich.
Yeah.
Babe, I'm sorry. You're still at the Met Gala.
And it's a $5,000 dress.
Eating, rubbing elbows with all of these people that you're preaching to. Like, you already did the thing you're trying to speak out again.
Right.
I think, that's why I say, like, sometimes the motivations behind this, it kind of does feel like, well, this is going to be my lane that I'm going to take. I don't know how sincere it actually is. Again, it's a cause I pretty much support, so whatever. It just comes down to, like, you make some interesting choices on this journey between the Met Gala and the hotel thing.
Is consistency that hard? Because we see a lot of quote unquote important people who have a real difficult time with consistency.
I think it is if you don't mean it.
Yeah, there you go. That's a great point.
Well, it's kind
because
of
a lot of this is just for show.
Well, like, a great example is like Leonardo DiCaprio. He wants to tell everyone about global warming. Great. Thank you for raising awareness, Leo. This is awesome. At the same time, you're taking your private jet to Jeff Bezos' wedding. Like, why are you the messenger again? It doesn't add up at the end of the day.
Yep.
And that is not me saying, like, so no one should care about the environment. That's not where I'm going. I'm just saying the leaders in the movement need to get their stuff together.
Yes, you got to live it.
Okay, here's another story. Vaccine skeptic pet owners are refusing to vaccinate their dogs because they're afraid that the shots could cause autism in their dogs.
What? Is that even a thing?
No, it's not.
I've owned dogs my entire life. I've never heard of that as a thing. How would you measure it? Like, literally every dog's personality and like behavioral patterns and their learning ability. It's wildly all over the place.
I'm really biting my tongue. There comes a point in modern day life when you put the PC stuff aside and you just say to someone, you're stupid.
Yeah.
You're stupid. You're not smart.
Is there any science backing what you're worried about?
You are aggressively, purposefully, unforgivably stupid.
Yeah. And by
you're
the way,
not even trying.
No boarding place will take your pet. if you don't have vaccinations.
That's correct.
Because they have diseases that will pass to other animals. In fact, I know a lot of vet clinics will not take you in if you're not updated, because you're now a risk to all of their clients if you bring in something contagious.
Yeah. I mean, what happens if your dog needs a surgery or something? That's the first thing, is they want to make sure you're up to date on all the vaccinations before they can even make an appointment to discuss something like that. I mean, it's just sad that this is the place we're in. By the way,
What does an autistic dog look like?
There's no such thing as an autistic dog.
There
Pets
is
don't get
nothing like
autism.
that. No.
And even if they did, like, what would the big deal be? I don't understand. I don't understand why that.
Yeah,
would be
how
like
would
a
that
problem
how would
for
that
anybody.
change your or your pet's
Tell me
life?
how you're even measuring it. Like, what's the standard that you're measuring it against? Because even within the same breeds, like some breeds measure out generally as smarter than others, but smart is relative, because sometimes smart just means willing to obey as opposed to a problem solver that does things on their own. But there's no absolute like mid-level standard where we've studied millions of dogs, and this, like, they're literally all over the place. And most of what a dog's capable of, most, not all, is what they're taught when they're pups, or how they're raised when they're pups. Are they raised long enough with their parents, or are they separated from their parents too early? Like, all that stuff goes into the behavioral things. And you think you're going to diagnose autism in a golden retriever? What are you talking about?
That's a rough segment. Tell you guys about First Missouri Credit Union. And again, with apologies to First Missouri Credit Union, because I just keep doing the same live. But rather than just doing esoteric stuff around the edges that really don't punch you in the gut, I would rather just give the same message each time, which is credit unions are like much cooler versions of banks. We lend money, we hold your money, we pay you interest on the money that we hold, like in a checking or a savings account or a CD. We charge less interest when you borrow every time. You're always going to get a better interest rate than at a bank. And now, at least at First Missouri, you're getting a much better interest rate when you put your money in, 4.27% on our checking, up to $100,000. I check this about once a month to see who is paying the most in CDs. And last I checked, no one in St. Louis, when it comes to banks, we're paying anywhere near 4.27%. So you're going to get more on your checking account than most places are paying on your certificates of deposit. 2 locations down on Lee Ferry, 314-544-5050, the number 1 stmocu.org.
Hey friends, I'm Sharon McMahon, host of Here's Where It Gets Interesting. Each week, I speak with authors, experts, and thought leaders on everything from American history and democracy to how to be a better person on the internet. And don't miss my extremely popular docuseries, which educate you on things you never learned in history class. Follow and listen to Here's Where It Gets Interesting on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Do you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is letting everyone know about great debt relief options now available to help people with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of your credit card debt. Get a free debt relief consultation when you call 800-201-7676, 800-201-7676, 800-201-7676.
Don't get lulled into believing the IRS is getting soft. It's just the opposite. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. We are being told by IRS collection officers that their higher-ups are demanding that they get more aggressive than ever. So don't ignore them any longer. Level up. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call the Lance Story Law Firm today and let us get between you and the IRS. We'll protect your rights, including your right to appeal or even your right to take the IRS to tax court. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems, and they need to be handled by an expert attorney team who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Story Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis, or visit Lance, DRURY, law.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Lance Story Law Firm, 314-260-6120.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Are moles tearing up your yard? Don't let these lawn invaders turn your beautiful property into a mess. Rottler Pest Solutions offers professional mole control services to protect your lawn from damage. Visit Rottler.com today to schedule your free inspection.
It's Tom Ackerman for Ophthalmology Associates, the doctor's doctors, 314-966-5000 or online at youridoc.com.
KMOX is now on 104.1 FM, the same great station with even better sound.
.322 DGS on KMOX. Couple science facts.
Yeah.
We have discovered 300,000-year-old human footprints next to extinct animals from 300,000 years ago. Homo heidelbergensis is the form of human that we found 300,000 years ago. Crazy, isn't it?
Whoa.
It's just amazing that we can figure this stuff out.
We also have figured out that humans evidently used to hibernate.
Really?
That's kind of interesting.
I get down with that.
Yeah.
How can this be?
Don't know.
Doesn't sound so
Well,
terrible.
different versions of us, though. They weren't us.
Right. But they were humans.
You think
Yeah.
that we would get hungry?
Hungry.
Remember when we all thought that was definitely real?
Yeah, I still do.
For those that don't know the inside joke, that was supposedly Ron DeSantis doing that.
He's
Hungry. Hungry.
Wait, brings him a menu and he is hungry.
What a noodle that guy was.
And we all bought it.
Oh,
we
people-
were all like, yep.
How many years was the buildup of like, he's the next guy, the
Oh,
rising,
yeah.
and then you see him in the spotlight, you're going, what's up with those boots, dude?
He's gonna take down Donald Trump.
The
Just
boots.
you wait and see.
Oh my God. That was a real conversation
Yeah.
that happened among smart people.
KFC is releasing an official line of jelly beans.
Science news.
3 flavors: fried chicken, sweet corn, and gravy.
I am interested
The
in
corn
the
might
sweet
be
corn.
okay.
Yeah, that sounds good. I don't want a gravy jelly bean.
You ever get
though.
those prank jelly beans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gross.
No, I've never. I don't want to get like the booger flavor.
Yeah.
That's. I mean,
Yeah.
why do people do that to themselves?
I don't know.
You just saying that made my mouth water in the worst way. You really hit the G in that.
And they make so that they disguise them, right? So there's the same color can be 2 flavors. So like it could be green apple and booger.
Yeah, that's what's so
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
trying to trick you.
effed up about this situation.
Kev, you got a stairway?
Sure. So this one is fascinating to me because with sports gambling picking up and coming in Missouri here December 1st, but it's a big deal. And the rising technology capability. So there's now a whole group of people that are creating AI quote unquote agents to help people bet, so that they can these AI bots, for lack of a better term, can sort through way more information than you can.
Why hadn't I thought about that?
To help you bet on games. And there are guys that have created, now it's a paid service. You have to pay to use the AI bot, and then you place your own bets. But they're working on models that will bet for you, but it would have to be like on the account of a gambling website, not from your bank account.
Okay.
Or it would be Bitcoin or some other kind of whatever that stuff is. But I find it interesting because this, to me, it's, even though it's AI and that always comes with some connotation, analytics have now been a big thing in gambling. I used to do a weekly segment with a handicapper, and his handicapping hook was, I'm not giving you my gut feeling. This is all the numbers. This is what the analytics say. We've run through these things. We've gone through all of the numbers, and this is what it says makes the most sense based on the value of the betting line, based on what the numbers say. And AI now is going to be able to take in more information than we can individually as humans and maybe help you make your picks. But then I wanted to throw this in there, though. But is that taking the fun out of it? If you're a gambler, I know. So now the real fun, the hook, the dopamine rush is you have stakes, right? You've got money. This team is playing. If they do a certain thing, win, go over, under, whatever, you get the reward. That's the rush. But does it take anything away if you're not the one making the picks?
Yes, because otherwise it's just about the money. I think, just in my own personal gambling, that my hook is thinking I know something that someone else doesn't.
Sure.
That's my hook.
Sure.
Like, that's what keeps me coming back. And it's kind of what keeps me coming back with the Cardinals. Like, well, next year, you know what I mean? It's always like the gambler chasing the dragon. Like, it's always going to get better. Like, next time. But I hadn't even had that thought in my head. I know that, like, I don't do any private investing. I don't play the stock market. You know,
you just have a professional do it.
Exactly.
So this would be a version of that.
Right, exactly, because I assume the professionals have all this stuff.
Right. Now, that's more predictable in the sense that it's not based on one outcome of a 3-hour window on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Right. It's a much larger thing, and it's been measured for 100+ years, things like that. But that's how I view it too, as far as entertainment. But some people don't bet for entertainment.
True.
Some people are betting trying to make money.
Yes.
But I would also caution, go through a couple of iterations to make sure these things are actually good before you start spending money and then betting money based on something that could be complete BS.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how that AI has been fed, right? Or how it's been programmed.
Yeah.
So how would you immediately want to trust
it
until you see some results?
Tell you guys about Universal Windows Direct. They have a great sale going on right now. At Universal, you buy 2 windows, you get 2 for free with no limit. So basically half price for your house, whether you need 4 windows or 14 windows. Also, 0% financing for 3 years. This one, to me, is the biggest one. Maybe it just tells you more about how I think about transactions. But anytime someone says, like, yeah, you can pay for this over 3 years and not have any interest, that makes the purchase so much easier. For the DGS listeners, they're also going to give you a $500 credit against your total home improvement project. They are a great company. They have treated all of my people really, really well. If you guys don't know this, I hear from people all the time, whether I'm out at QT or Schnucks. I run into people live and physically, or they email me and just say, like, hey, thanks for the referral to this company or that company. Sometimes people have complaints. When they do, I pass that along to my clients. We make sure that gets taken care of. But people love Universal Windows Direct. 314-334-2522, universalwindowsdirect.com.
You've got a ton of equity in your home. You're sitting on a gold mine, and you could do so much with all that cash, like travel, invest it, or pay off debt, but you can't touch it unless you sell your home. But you really don't want to move. And besides, homes are sitting on the market for a long time these days. You're trapped, right? Well, not with Truehold. With Truehold, you can cash out your equity in as little as 30 days. And listen, you don't have to move. You can stay in the home you love as a renter. So that's Truehold's Sell and Stay program. You cash out your entire home's value and stay put. Truehold even covers property taxes, property insurance, and essential repairs. So imagine using that equity to travel, invest, or pay off debt and stay in your home. It's brilliant, especially in this slow market. You get an all-cash offer now by calling 1-855-300-9993. You can also visit Truehold.com, the smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, if you're traveling on northbound 255, we got a roadwork jam pretty much. Northbound 255, north of 64, most of the way up to 5570. It runs up to Collinsville Road, and then it opens up after that. On the Missouri side, westbound 70 looks good until you get to 94. It's slow 94 through Zumbo. A little busy at K, and then just A to Z in the Wentzville area. Westbound 64 is bogged down. Kings Highway headed out through McCausland. It's kind of slow west of Lindbergh to Ballas. There's a couple of slowdowns west of Clarkson all the way to the Boone Bridge. Is busy the whole way, a little slow at K, and then approaching Prospect out west. South 270, busy at Page, backed up through Olive, but it's slowed down to 64, and then again 44 down to Gravois. South 170, just the Parkway to Brentwood, a little heavy. North 170 from 70 up to Airport Road, slow. Southbound 55, the usual roadwork slow down. South of Arsenal through Bates, and Z down through McNutt. I'm Roger Brand in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Baseball is all about stepping up to the plate when it matters most. And when you've been injured, you need a heavy hitter in your corner. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, proud sponsor of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
At 5, when others are running out of steam, the Redbird Rush Hour hits the gas. Kevin Wheeler, Matt Pauley, and Bernie Miklasz bring sharp analysis, fresh insight, and no recycled takes. Real baseball talk for fans who know the game. Redbird Rush Hour, weekdays at 5 on 104.1 FM KMOX, the voice of St. Louis, the unrivaled voice of baseball.
Weather sponsored by Renner Garage Door, forward and back, RENNER.
Cardinal Cowboy here. Renner Garage Door has brought cheers to their fans for decades with the best styles, cutting-edge tech, and good old family values. Get your free repair or replacement quote today. Forward and back. Giddy up!
RENNER, RENNER.
Frank, did you get the mail?
Coupon, Medicare, AARP. Oh, wait, this one says open immediately.
First one in the trash.
Every day we're bombarded with messages that we don't care about. Problem is, there might be an important message in there that affects you, like retirement. For example, on September 23rd and 25th, Steve All of the All Financial Group will be hosting a Taxes in Retirement seminar at Stone Summit. From the big beautiful bill to taxes on your Social Security, Steve will cover it. It's a complimentary event, but seating is limited, so reserve your seat today. Call 636-230-8824 or online at yourmoneymattersstl.com.
What about this coupon for a new lawn service?
We live in a condo.
So?
On the 3rd floor. Mom always said I shouldn't have married you.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult a qualified professional or guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
Your garage door is always there for you, rain or shine. Are you taking your garage door for granted? Is it screeching and whining for attention? Trust Overhead Door Company of St. Louis to keep your garage door reliable. Maybe the old weather stripping needs replaced to keep out the cold and hot air. Call Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, trusted here since 1926. For same-day service, call 314-781-5200 and schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
The countdown to kickoff starts here. Friday's focus on Mizzou, the Chiefs, and the NFL, only on KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. 3:34. Dave Murray joins us every day at this time. Hello, Dave.
Oh, there. I've been Mr. Fix-It today.
Yeah, what have you been fixing?
Yeah, I replaced the powder room downstairs. I replaced that faucet and then discovered I had a hairline crack in the trap drain, so I had to replace that. And all is fine now.
You could give me 1,000 years to do that.
Oh,
and you would come...
I'm sure it takes me triple the time of anybody else.
I'm telling you, I Thank God I was born when I was, with whatever modicum of talent I have, because I have been useless in every other era. Useless. And in the future,
Get out there and find dinner, Dave.
yeah, in the future, I'll just be telling jokes for food. No, I can't fix anything. When we moved Phoebe to KU, we didn't take Nick with us. Mr. Put stuff together. So I put two things together, which were exceedingly simple. And yet I was more proud of that than law school. I was just like, oh my God, I put together a shoe rack. I did it.
Did you have extra screws?
I did.
Left over?
Yes.
Oh, no.
No,
now
I
what?
really did.
No, that's like a souvenir.
Yeah.
You get to keep that as your trophy.
I think they put that in to drive us nuts.
Going back to the commercial break, I don't even know who this ad is for, but when it's the husband and wife and she says, my mother always told me I shouldn't have married you. Does anyone else get like a gut punch feeling when you hear that ad?
It's so mean.
Yeah,
It's so over the top.
Yeah. It's like, change
I
that
tune out
commercial.
at that point.
Yeah. Too harsh. I take commercials way too seriously. There's one on television for an HVAC company, and I don't know who it is. Let's just say it's ABC. And the whole joke is the dumb husband, because the husband's always stupid, is like, honey, who do we use for the air conditioner? ABC. Who do we use for the plumbing? ABC. Who do we use for this? And he goes through like 8 things in the house, and it's always the same company. Okay, I get what you're doing. You do all these things, but also, since that's who you use, you're saying that every system they take care of is broken at the same time. Right?
Hey, get on the membership plan.
Yeah, because the guy's like, hey, the plumbing's broken. Who do we use? Like, well, don't use ABC because they're the ones who broke it. So I know. Change that ad. Makes me crazy. Whew, okay.
I'm glad you got that off your chest.
That really felt good. Every time I see that commercial, I get pissed off. So
Makes Andrew want a corn dog.
What doesn't?
Yum.
Dave, you missed it. We had Trish in here, and we did the whole corn dog thing.
Okay.
And Trish admitted she'd never had a corn dog, but thinks it's gross that he ate 15 in a weekend. And Andrew, understandably, came back at her with, based on her lack of knowledge.
Yeah, you don't know.
You don't know
nothing.
me.
Yeah, you don't know nothing.
And they're little. Those were the little ones. They weren't big, carnival corn
I'm hesitant
dogs.
to call them little because they weren't like.
Well, you said they were about 3 inches.
No, I didn't.
You
Yeah,
did.
you did.
Because
Yeah.
I made the 3-inch joke.
I don't know.
Right.
Then I don't know
Yeah.
what 3 inches is.
That's the only
because
reason I
They're
remember.
definitely not. They're definitely not. They're a little longer than that. Maybe like 5.
That's what they all say.
Big difference between 3 and 5. I'll tell you that for free. So how are we looking, Dave? Just a continuing climb?
Yeah, but it's relatively slow. I mean, today's is great. The evening's great. Tomorrow, about 10 degrees warmer, so upper 80s to near 90. Still pretty easy to take humidity on Wednesday. Thursday, sunny, 92. So a little bit warmer. Humidity starts to come back, but nothing extreme. The hottest stretch will be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. No record heat, but it's going to be that jolt to the system. Sunny skies, increasing humidity, 95, 96 for high temperatures Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday, the record's 98. Saturday, the record's 100. And Sunday, the record is 101. So those are all safe.
Okay.
Easy.
Yeah, pretty easy. Headlines, Rach?
Yeah, brought to you by Schnucks. Reward yourself daily with the Schnucks Rewards app. The Supreme Court has lifted their restrictions, the restrictions on these immigration stops in Los Angeles that were set after agents ended up sweeping up U.S. citizens. So basically, the Supreme Court cleared the way for federal agents to conduct sweeping immigration operations for now in LA indiscriminately. The order had previously barred immigration agents from stopping people solely based on their race, language, job, or location. The Supreme Court has said that's okay for now.
I just had a debate/argument about this morning with one of my conservative friends. And it was so frustrating because we both thought that we were right, obviously, like you do in any argument. But I made the point to him that, look, this is just, it's like Magna Carta 101. You know, these are some of the rights we have. If you can go to a Home Depot and look for dark people or look for Hispanic people or Spanish-speaking people, then you can look for Jews and you can look for African Americans and you can look for all sorts of people. And here's what my buddy said, and he's still my buddy. He said, but Dave, we know in our hearts that these people are dangerous. And I'm like, this is like, this is.
So he's racist.
So first of all, no, knowledge and emotion, knowledge and heart are not the same thing.
Thank you.
You believe it, but
Because
that
you're
doesn't
racist.
make it true. Belief is not knowledge. And we confuse those two things way too much.
I knew until the day he died that O.J. Simpson killed his wife, but he went through the due process and it came out a way that I didn't agree with.
Yeah.
But we all lived with it because that's our legal system.
Yeah.
This is also our legal system, that you don't just stop people based on their race.
Yeah.
I think it
or
gives
anything.
me shivers.
Anything. It doesn't have to be race. It could be your genetic. I mean, it can be you're Italian and not Irish, or you look Catholic instead of evangelical. Like, you can't do it for anything. Not just, I mean, yes, race, of course, but it's about any of those things.
Justice Sonia Sotomayor obviously dissented to this decision, and she said it erodes constitutional freedoms, saying countless people in the Los Angeles area have been grabbed, thrown to the ground, and handcuffed simply because of their looks, their accents, the fact that they make a living by doing manual labor. Today, the court needlessly subjects countless more to these exact same indignities.
There are dark-complected people. There are Hispanic people. There are people of Mexican, Spanish, Central American lineage who have been here longer than my family has been here. They are American citizens. They deserve to be treated as such.
It's pathetic that we have to say things like that.
But then what's the legal basis that the Supreme Court gave for saying this is okay?
They didn't. There was a very short opinion. It wasn't a full-blown opinion where they're citing cases.
Yeah, they basically just said the lower court judge had gone too far in restricting
Okay,
how
well, that's-
ICE can carry out their stops. So they made
So
it all
basically,
okay.
and again, I'm not saying this in a negative way, but it's more of a legal technicality than saying this behavior is okay. What they're going to end up saying is if there's a complaint about a violation of civil rights, you need to bring that case, and then you go through the system. That makes a lot more sense than they said this is okay. Because all they really did was say this judge was wrong on a matter of law.
Well, it was like when they were refusing to give people any sort of a hearing.
Right.
And they said, do you realize how long that would take? Yes.
That's the point.
That's the point. And the fact that you or Biden or Jimmy Carter or whoever it was let all these people in, the fact is you did. And the fact is our Constitution, to my understanding, I'm no legal scholar, says that everyone, not just citizens, have due process rights.
Well,
And
but
you
the
can't just throw
problem is
that out.
citizens have been detained because of the color of their skin. That should be getting people pretty riled up.
It should be.
Americans, it's not like, oh, no, we were, No, American citizens are being caught up in this.
Yeah.
It's pathetic. I am ashamed that this is happening.
Well, how did we go from the very beginning of this, which is we're going to round up the criminals, the people we know have committed crimes, and that's who we're going to get rid of first? When did that stop?
Because this is where the racism comes
Well, no,
in,
this is
Kevin.
my
You look
point.
at them and you see that you think that all of them are criminals, and you start to assume that they are criminals, and that's when the rounding up starts. That's when the blind arrests and just grabbing, grandparents and whipping them into the back of cars.
And my understanding is that being here illegally is a misdemeanor.
And, and let me say this as well, because I want to be intellectually fair and honest. You may be right that if you go to a Home Depot in California and there are 50 Hispanic people standing out there waiting for day work, that 48 of them are here illegally. You may be right. But again, that's not due process.
No.
That's not the way you go about that. If you have done an investigation and you have a warrant from a judge that says this person should be detained, this person should be arrested, okay.
Yes.
But if you just show up and there's a group of dark people, that's not okay, at least with me.
Well, using this as an analogy, Dave, lawyer Dave, tell me if this is crazy or if this is not even close. If there are 50 of us, we are all out here downtown, and a murder happens. They don't know who did it, but they know 50 of us were around there. Can they just round us all up and take us in and arrest us?
No.
Thank you.
And that's for a murder. I mean, it's kind of I get what you're saying, Wheels, but it's also like a completely different thing than just being in a place you're not supposed to be.
I'm just trying to come up with a scenario where
sure.
Even in that extreme case where there is a murder there,
we
they
have
can't
rights.
just round up anybody that was close and say, one of you did it, we're arresting you all.
And again, I think I've been pretty consistent on this forever, for 25 years on the air, saying that I'm not super sympathetic to people who come here illegally.
No.
You shouldn't have done that. What you did was wrong. We're a sovereign nation with borders.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to just sneak over here. You don't. There need to be consequences, but the consequences shouldn't be us giving up our civil rights.
Well, again, the whole point of the way the laws are written is to protect innocent people. So any innocent person getting caught up in it means it's flawed. If you're only getting the people that broke the law, nobody's going to complain.
Thank you, Dave.
You got it.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
This traffic reporting is a service of the Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm. We still have the backup in Metro East on northbound 255 north of 64 up to Collinsville road work in progress there. If you're downtown, westbound 44 delays between the bridges. Westbound 70 from the Musial Veterans to the McKinley Bridge looks kind of busy. Westbound 70 other than that, approaching 94 through Sunbelt, a little busy at K and west of Lake St. Louis out through 61. Eastbound Highway 70, there's some slow stuff east of our city and at the airport. Southbound 170, bogged down at Delmar. North 170, north of 70 up to Airport Road, slow. Westbound 64, Boyle headed out through McCausland. You've got heavy traffic again, Lindbergh to 270, Clarkson, pretty much all the way to the Boone Bridge, a backup 94 through K, and then Lake St. Louis Boulevard out to 70 after that. South 270 is off the pace from Page all the way down through 64. It's a little busy at Manchester and 44, most of the way to Gravois. Northbound Manchester up to Ladue, typically heavy. Southbound 55, south of Arsenal through Bates, and then that Z McNutt area is slow down south after that. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
At Sandberg Phoenix, we're more than just a law firm. Our attorneys are committed to you, your business, and your community. We are ready to serve you in the areas of business litigation, intellectual property, health law, and products liability. SandbergPhoenix.com. The choice of lawyers and important decisions should not be based solely on advertising.
We started Neoviten because we wanted to create a multivitamin for ourselves. That's why we focus on quality ingredients and formulas with our multivitamins. Neoviten 50 Plus multivitamins are formulated with over 20 vitamins and minerals, along with our 4-ingredient physician-formulated proprietary blend for the highest quality daily nutritional support. Give Neoviten 50 Plus multivitamins a try for yourself. Find them at your local Schnucks, Dierbergs, and online at neoviten.com.
That baby's gone! Cardinals fans, FanDuel Sports Network is your home of the Cardinals. That ball was mashed. And there are more ways to watch this season. Holy cow! Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network to stream the Cardinals without blackouts. How about that play? Or watch through a TV provider. Incredible! Including DirecTV, Spectrum, Xfinity, Fubo, and more. He got it! Learn more at cardinals.com/TV. Ball game! That couldn't have worked out any better for the Cardinals.
The KMOX City SC Soccer Showcase, presented by Michelob Ultra, is back. Next stop, Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill in Arnold, Thursday, September 18th. A limited number of fans can get an autographed picture from City SC player Timo Bunkardel. Win great prizes, enjoy great food, and a cold drink. Hot Shots in Arnold is the place to be Thursday, September 18th from 6 till 8 p.m. for the City SC Soccer Showcase, presented by Michelob Ultra. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
Want immediate cash for your home or see what your home is really worth in today's market? Find out for free from the local experts, my friends Mark and Neil Gelman of eXp Realty. Check out thegelmanteam.com today. That's thegelmanteam.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling.
I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey St. Louis, this is Ben Barnett, board certified master arborist with Timberline Professional Tree Care. In my nearly 30 years in the industry, I've seen firsthand what damage falling trees can do to your property. The sad thing is that most trees that fail have defects that can be identified by a well-trained certified arborist. At Timberline, we have 7 ISA certified arborists, 3 of which have gone through extensive training and testing to become tree risk assessment qualified. Our track certified arborists can perform a thorough assessment of your tree and provide mitigation options for your peace of mind. If there's nothing wrong with your tree, we will let you know that it poses a low risk of failure. If it needs to be removed, we'll tell you in a detailed written report. It's all about honesty and integrity here at Timberline Professional Tree Care. So call us today to get a tree risk assessment scheduled. 636-479-7475 or contact us through our website at stltreecare.com.
Welcome back, DGS on KMOX. This era of the Foo Fighters, everything but the latest, what a great band. Like, the Foo Fighters for me were because I grew up being a fan of music that was, 10, 15, 20 years older than me. But Foo Fighters are probably my favorite band that came out contemporaneously. Like when I was a fully grown person and an album would come out and I'd be like, and every time I'm like, holy crap, I love this album. Then they did that last couple.
What was wrong with the last couple?
I don't know.
That's good.
I really don't know.
That's good.
I always blame myself. Like when the last couple Weezer albums, the last couple Foo Fighters albums, the last couple this guy movies or that lady movies that I don't like, I tend to kind of blame myself.
Oh, you shouldn't, because we've talked about it a bunch of times. Not many bands maintain for a long period of time. How many bands can you think of that outside of their first 3 to 5 records never stopped, never tailed off, never changed, never went a direction that their core fan base might not like?
Yeah, I find that fascinating that there might just be sort of a finite sized tank inside every creative.
There are exceptions, but I would say the norm is that, right? I mean, there are bands that continuously put out good stuff, but it's not that many.
Like who?
Well, I mean, if you're in my world, there's some pretty heavy bands that I think are still as good as they were 20 years ago. Yeah. Like they're putting out stuff that is like you listen to, yep, like everything on that record. But no, it's hard to look at many and see that many have stretched past that with quality.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even the greats, like what's that shelf life? Like looking at you use Ozzy Osbourne as an example, right? Ozzy made some pretty decent songs in the last 15 or 20 years, but it's not that many. And I have all the newest stuff that he did. Now it wasn't that frequent, and some of it's pretty good, but it's not what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not as many good ones as it used to be, right? An album used to be 8 or 9 bangers, and then a couple you're like, no, it's the reverse of that the further you go.
Oh. She gave me the wrap-up sign, and I didn't recognize it at first. I thought she was going, woo,
like,
woo, woo.
What she was really doing is that was a home run.
Yeah.
That's a home run
Round
signal.
those bases. Tell you guys about my friend Mark Cantor at Cantor Injury Law. And I'm gonna take it easy on the other plaintiffs' attorneys during this one because it's about Mark. It's not about them. The fact that they suck doesn't mean that Mark's great. It's my job to persuade you that if you have an injury in your family or your circle of influence at work, and I want you to refer them or to go personally to Mark Cantor, I need reasons, not just that he pays me to say this. So I'm a pretty good judge. I don't know the legal